I step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
A very good morning, Mukhaid. So welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast to Expresso right here on SABT3. Get in there, Leanne. Gently now.
I'm so ready.
You just did your nails.
I did.
You nearly,
I did.
You know, messed up my hands.
Are they pretty though?
But they look very nice. Look at that. Show everyone at home. Amazing. You know what's also amazing?
Yes,
the,
the fact that Casper Vest released his brand new music video. We were talking about it yesterday, if you remember. It was trending all over social media. People are losing their minds. And if you still haven't seen it because, hey, maybe you were busy, we bring you a sneak peek today.
It's so good, it's nearly like a movie. And then we're also going to be getting some very valuable parenting advice from our parenting expert, Nikki Bush, talking about the fact that some parents out there might be inadvertently inhibiting their children's growth and their personal development. So some very important tips for you to take note of.
It's like having Nikki on speed dial.
Yeah,
so awesome.
Exactly.
And then we also take a look at what's trending this morning, and it's all about bringing objects literally to life. So you don't want to miss that. So cool.
And then, you know, when it comes to music, I'm always excited, especially when it's choral music. And check it out, we've got the Boston City Singers in the house. Say hi, everybody. Woo! So excited to hear them sing. Soundcheck has been sounding quite amazing.
Love it. Well, it's hot in studio. I want to find out what's happening all around the country in terms of temperatures. Morning, Graham.
Good morning, team, and welcome to you beautiful people at home. Let's get you set for the day. It seems like most parts of the country today can expect partly cloudy to sunny conditions, reaching mild temperatures. The mother city can expect, again, some much-needed rain, a 65% chance of rain for the day, so make sure you wrap up well. Let's get into those temperatures. Polokwane, your low 7, going up to a high of 22, and Bombela ranging between 11 and 30, Pretoria 10 and 22 degrees. Johannesburg, you kick off on 7, going up to 20 degrees. Mahikeng, 9, your low, a high of 23. Klerksdorp, 8 and 22, your range. Kimberley, 9 and 24 degrees. Bloma, chilly start at 3 degrees, going up to 22. Richards Bay, your low 15, going up to 28. Pietermaritzburg, 10 and 28, your range. Durban, your low 18, going up to 25 degrees. Mthatha, 8 degrees, your minimum, going to a max of 28. In East London, you kick off on 12 degrees, going up to 24 degrees. Another chilly start in Cradock, 3 degrees, your low, going up to a max of 26 degrees. Port Elizabeth, ranging between 11 and 20. George, your low 9, going up to 21 degrees. Sutherland, again, a freezing start, -1 degrees, going up to just 13. In Cape Town, ranging between 10 and 17 degrees today. And again, that's 65% chance of rain. Worcester, your low is 5, going up to 17 degrees. Springbok, 4, your low, going up to 20. And Uppington, ranging between 8 and 28 degrees. Then, taking a look at what's happening or affecting our motorists today, at least. Motorists, you'll pay an additional 19 cents per litre for all grades of petrol, while diesel drivers, you'll also expect to pay an extra 29 cents per litre. Let's get into that traffic for the day before you head out onto the roads. Gauteng, near Edenvale, there's been an accident on the R24 eastbound. That's right next to the Edenvale exit. Please keep a lookout for that one. And in Cape Town, moving to Bellville on the N1 inbound, traffic beginning to queue between the R300 interchange and the Durban Road exit. As always, stay safe out there.
Well, it's time for us to take a look at what's happening on social media. Welcome to the very first Wednesday of August. And of course, we've got to find out who our Woman Crush Wednesday is. Graham's thinking very, very hard, but I don't think he's thinking too hard because we all know, oh, he says it's me. Oh, you guys, that is so sweet. All right, let's see. Wanda says, good morning, Expresso show. My Woman Crush Wednesday is my mother. I love that. Angel says, it's got to go to Puleng Tulo from Radio 2000, station manager there. Successful, clever, and friendly. That's why I love her. Also, Jalapeno says, good morning, Expresso family. This one certainly goes out to my beautiful sister, Kershid. And then Mahlatsi says, my girlfriend is my Woman Crush Wednesday. I mean, she's the best thing that has ever happened to me. Love you tons, na Lady Makwena. That's very, very nice. And then Masitole says, hey guys, my hashtag Woman Crush Wednesday is my best friend. It's her birthday today. Balha Pumla Jam Jam. So happy birthday, Pumla. Let us know, who is your Woman Crush Wednesday?
Is it fair to make all the women in the world your Women Crush Wednesday? Because it's Women's Month?
At least all the women in South Africa.
Oh, come on. To all the ladies in the world, you are our Women Crush Wednesday. All right, listen, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Casper Nyovest has done it again and again and again. Brand new music video for that song, Destiny, and the reaction on social media has been fire.
The internet is there. It's waving. It's about to break. You might have done it today. Then we're going to talk about your child's future and, in fact, how you could possibly be inhibiting your child's success. Nikki Bush joining us for that one.
Glad Bake and cooking paper is an absolute kitchen essential. Whether you're an avid baker, an aspiring chef, or the designated meal maker of a family, this product is sure to make your life a little easier. Did you know that Glad Bake and cooking paper is made with a specifically designed non-stick coating, meaning there's no need for extra oil or butter, instantly making your meal so much healthier. This means you can basically fry directly on the paper. Simply place it on the pan, heat it up, and fry away. See? No need for extra oil or butter. Another reason it's my go-to product is you can use it in the oven as well. It can withstand temperatures of up to 230 degrees. My meal is almost ready, and because I lined my pan with Glad Bake and cooking paper, cleanup should be a breeze. Thanks to my Glad companion, all that's left to do is season and serve.
Okay, let's go, guys. Let's go. We can go, guys. Got 2 minutes. I want to hear it. Dana, second song.
Start it like that. We know this.
Umale prese café, mama boyem supotai. Umale prese café, mama boyem prese café. Anani boyem supotai, umale prese café, mama boyem prese café. Umale prese supotai, umale prese café. Samadila kai le mari be prese café. Samadila kai le mari be. Samadila kai le mari be Samadila kai le mari be café. Mama boyem supotai. Umale prese café. Mama boyem prese café. Anani boyem supotai. Umale prese café. Mama boyem prese café. Anani boyem supotai. Umale prese café. Samadila kai le mari be Samadila kai le mari be Samadila kai le mari be Samadila kai le mari be.
Nice, guys. It's something amazing.
Thank you. Okay. 9, 8.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
A very warm welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's a Wednesday morning. Thank you so much for joining us as we reflect on what is happening on the local entertainment front. And I'm hoping we have good news, Lee.
We do.
Yeah,
we have very good news. All I'm going to say is our South African entertainers are taking the world by storm. Let's start off with Robbie Collins. Now, he is one of the funniest comedians and actors around. So it comes as no surprise that he calls several other celebrities friends. Now, it seems, though, that his circle of friends is expanding internationally. Taking to Instagram, Robbie shared photos of himself with none other than Dave Chappelle. Yeah, I love me some Dave Chappelle. Now, if that wasn't enough to give you some serious envy, then how's about this one with Chris Rock?
No,
I'm like, hey,
that is epic.
Guys, I mean, this is who he's hanging out with, rubbing them shoulders.
He was with Rick James.
You know?
Rick James.
Okay. All right, somebody also loves Chris Rock a lot. How about this one? I know you'll appreciate this, Kat, because you love this kind of music as well. The year's been pretty good to Pretty Yende. Hey,
oh, yes. Oh, she's phenomenal.
After scooping up international awards, including a Salma and most recently the Newcomer of the Year award at the Echo Classic, the opera singer is headed back to South Africa. Now, Pretty and opera legend Sibongile Khumalo will be performing in Gold Reef City next week. No word on how long Pretty would be staying, but if you're a fan, this might be a chance for you to get to see her doing what she does best before she jets off again, because we don't know how long we'll have her here for.
Do we know the dates yet of when she's performing?
I'm sure we'll have the dates. Oh, Friday.
Friday, next
Friday. We're always telling you what's happening around the country, so we might have those details
Sorry,
too.
producer, can I take off next week Friday? Yeah, I have to go to the show.
And that's enough.
Thanks. All right. Awesome stuff to reflect on, man. I really love it. And let's talk about another South African artist who's doing really big things. When he released his album, his latest one, Tuto, he said it is his best work ever, and it hasn't been more truer than that, because Casper Nyovest has released hit after hit after hit. We saw Tito Mboweni, there was Nyoko. You reflect on that entire album, it's been absolutely amazing, especially Superman, dedicated to his dad on Father's Day. But now, a brand new music video out for that song, Destiny, that features Khwapele, and he calls it a movie, and I couldn't agree more. Take a look at this.
About me, I mean, most of it is true. I've heard women, I'm kinda rude, but I ain't that broken. I got issues, but I've improved. Really had hope, my big heart was bulletproof. I was under the impression that people just engineer love, but lately these are thoughts that I steer from. I lived a couple years without a teardrop. I don't wanna die for love like leave a steer camp. I keep it safe, but you make me wanna risk it all. And I get a little sad when you miss my calls, and that's childish. I never act like this at all. I can't be catching feelings when
I know Casper Nyovest deserves a round of applause for that. Like he said, it's not a music video.
Beautiful.
It's a movie.
It's a movie video.
Yeah, it's a movie video. I'm still trying to guess what Khwapele is saying in that part where he goes, Baba Seminary.
I'm sure you'll be able to Google the lyrics, though.
Probably. Actually, yeah, just Google the lyrics.
Them lyrics.
Anyway, well, listen, if your entertainment knowledge is on point, then this is the game for you. We call it our Emoji Charades game, and we really test your skills here, where we show you a couple of pictures, or emojis as they were, give you a couple of clues, and then you then try and guess the title of whatever this is. What are we looking at today, Leanne?
Okay, so we have a music symbol, so we know it's a song that we're talking about.
Yep.
It's got 4 words in it. There's a hand that's pointing in a certain direction, and then there is a clock.
It could be pointing right, depending on which side of the hand you're on.
Depending, but if that is still stumping you, well, I've got a few clues for you. This was the debut solo single by an English artist.
Okay, all right. It was, in fact, the first single of his self-titled debut album after he left a very well-known boy band.
And then how about this one? It was nominated as Best Pop Video at this year's MTV VMAs.
Wait.
I think it's too easy now, hey? I think it's way too
Yes,
easy.
I got it.
Yeah,
I got it.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
You got it.
It's one of my favorite songs right now.
Awesome.
Okay, so let us know. How about you go on social media and let us know whether you can guess our emoji charades game, and of course share your thoughts with us using hashtag Expresso Show. Right now it's time to get some parenting advice from Nikki Bush.
I can speak from my very brief experience. Parents always have the best intentions in mind for their children, but we can sometimes unwittingly be sabotaging their future. Our creative parenting expert, Nikki Bush, is here to discuss 7 common ways parents may be committing child sabotage. And that's from a brand new parenting report that she has just published. It sounds fascinating. Nikki, sabotage is a very strong word. Is this something we're doing intentionally?
Graham, no. I think every parent has the best intentions in the world for their children. We all absolutely love our children, and we will go to the ends of the earth for our children. But sometimes going to the ends of the earth for our children is preventing our children from growing and developing. And in a way, we are suffocating some of that growth and development because we're just piling on so much cotton wool and bubble wrap and whatever, because we really don't want our kids to experience pain and suffering and difficulty and frustration.
Because we've been through it.
Because we've been through it. And actually, if you think about it, some of the best lessons that you and I have learnt in our lives have been learnt at the feet of disappointment, pain and frustration. And if we don't let our children experience a little bit of that, they will be stunted.
I think the best parts of me actually come from those rough. My mom even calls it cut glass for the soul.
Oh,
where
wow!
You've got to grow
That's
yourself
even worse
through
than
these.
sabotage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she's a tough woman. But I think we've got to first look within ourselves as to why this often happens. We know we want unconditional love, or we experience unconditional love, but why do we then fall into this particular pitfall?
You know, I think we're so concerned and worried about what's going on in the world. We know that there are high standards out there that need to be met, that barriers to entry are getting higher and higher, there are fewer jobs, there's more competition, you know, all these things. And so we just want to give our children a push and the best platform, the best launch pad that we can. And we're forgetting that actually they are their best launch pad. And we need to secure that, strengthen that, empower that, so that they can go out and create their own success one day. We are not going to be there holding their hands forever.
Well, I think that was one of the big lessons I learned immediately, that they are separate from you. They are their own little person. No matter how little they are, they really are their own being. So let's get into some of the particulars here. Really interesting report that you've just now published. Just-in-time band-aid parenting. When we look at the first one of our forms of sabotage, what do you mean there?
Because we're so busy and so time-starved as families, we tend to just do the quick fix, not thinking about the fact that our children need wide and deep foundations. And we need to dig deep in those early years. We need to put lots of fertilizer and water and food in there for these children to grow. And so many children are growing up with no foundations. And when the winds of change come, they're going to be blown over. So we need to make the effort to dig deep.
Within ourselves and with them. We're going to get into more of these in just a moment. In fact, we've got 7 to get through this morning. Hugely interesting factors here, and we'll delve a little deeper into that. And thank you so much for releasing this report. As a new parent, I'm finding it hugely interesting myself, and I think there are a lot of parents out there who are suddenly having those light bulb moments. You might be sabotaging your child's future. It's not your fault, and it's certainly not too late. Join us for the second half of this discussion.
Well, thank you very much to Nikki Bush. We look forward to hearing more from her a little bit later on. Now, Travel Start is celebrating their 11th birthday, and they've got a gift just for you. Yes, one lucky Expresso viewer will be making their way to the party capital of the world when they win 2 flights, or flights for 2, to Ibiza, whichever way you want to say, worth 25,000 Rand. Now, to enter is very easy. SMS the keyword travel and your email address to 33728. How easy could that be? The competition does close on the 31st of August, and all the terms and conditions that apply can be found on expressoshow.com.
Well, still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, we're taking a look at what's trending after the break, and it's all about bringing objects to life. And then these young people is going to bring the show to life this morning. We've got the Boston City Singers in the house. Make some noise. They're amazing. You'll see them after the break.
Sarah's on the phone. Not now, more. I mean, Mauritius. Well, what must I tell her?
Tell her I'm in Mauritius.
He'll call you back later.
Stop faking and start traveling. Book flights from only $4.99 on travelstart.coza.
Be animated.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
At Samsung, we develop technology so you can live life. Samsung, a way of life.
A very warm welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're live, large and in charge right here on Expresso. And it's time this morning to take a look at all those interesting and funny and random things that we've stumbled across on social media and regale you, entertain you this morning. What do you have, guys?
Oh, this is on the scale of weird, random to funny. This is somewhere in between.
Is it in the,
And this one we're going to do in honor of Zoe, of course, who isn't here, but our resident cat lady. Okay. So we've seen, I think, I've been a cat owner, and we've seen how, and been amazed at how cats will try and squeeze themselves into the most ridiculous spaces. So Ford Panda have compiled an unbelievable little montage of cats fitting into the most ridiculous spaces.
They
always have this look on their face like, why are you even watching me? What's unnatural about this? Don't turn it on, don't turn the stove on.
All right, okay, well, from cat ladies to someone who's very cool. A guy called Yahav Dreisen uses his phone to capture various pictures, and then he matches the pictures with places or people and objects to show them in a new light. Take a look at some of these pictures. A pineapple on top of... That is super cool. What else do we have? Let's take a look.
Looks a bit like Ponty.
That's cool.
Well done, well done.
Nice.
That is great. We have one more.
Oh, wow.
That's brilliant. Yes.
Oh, that is so funny. Okay, and then the last story, I actually found this clip of a father who wanted to make his daughter's birthday really memorable.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at what he had to say to her to make sure it was. Happy 21st birthday to my beautiful daughter, left, Raylan.
Left.
Oh, okay. So like just to make sure everyone knows which one is the daughter. Do you know what I mean? Because you could get confused.
Exactly. He texted me and told me how funny he thought he was. Oh.
Dad jokes, dad jokes for days, man.
And then you just won the internet. You just won the internet.
You just clocked the game of life
that was
right
very,
over
very
there.
cool,
Boss. You beat the boss.
All right, so those are some of the
Dad.
stories that have been entertaining us. Let us know which ones you've been following. And of course, when you do so on Twitter and on our Facebook page, use hashtag Expresso Show. But this Wednesday morning, it's time that we enjoy some music from the Boston City Singers, a youth choir from the US touring through South Africa. And during their time in Cape Town, they'll be performing at various concerts and outreach projects. And we're so honored to have them perform for you live on our Feel Good Breakfast show. Here they are performing Peze Cafe.
Mama boy, I'm super tight. Umale peze cafe. Mama boy, I'm super tight. Umale peze cafe. Anare boy, I'm super tight. And you umale peze cafe. Mama boy, I'm peze cafe. Umale peze cafe. Mama boy, I'm super tight. Umale peze cafe. Sama dila kaile mari me peze cafe. Sama dila kaile mari me peze cafe. Mama boy, I'm super tight. Umale peze cafe. Mama boy, I'm peze cafe. Anare boy, I'm super tight. And you umale peze cafe. Mama boy, I'm peze cafe. Anare boy, I'm super tight. And you umale peze cafe. Samadila kaile mari 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 peze cafe. Mama boy, I'm super tight. Umale peze cafe. Mama boy, I'm super tight. Umale peze cafe. Mama boy, I'm super tight. Umale peze cafe. Boy, samadila kaile mari be mes amis. Samadila kaile mari be. Boy, samadila kaile mari be mes amis. Samadila kaile mari be. Boy, samadila kaile mari be. Boy, samadila kaile mari
Give it up for the Boston City Singers here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Thank you so much, guys, for starting our morning off on such a brilliant note. Samadila guy, I thought it was they were asking a question, where does it go down in summer? No, that's not the language. Listen, welcome to South Africa. Welcome to Cape Town. I know that you guys have been here for about a week now, 5 days, right?
Yeah.
How's your stay been so far?
It's been really great. We're staying around Noordhoek and seeing the mountains coming down to Cape Town every day is really nice. The sunset's beautiful and It's been awesome.
Fantastic. And I know that you guys are on your South African Goodwill Tour of 2017. What does that all mean, and what do you aim to achieve while you're here in our country?
Well, we've been going on school tours and just popping up in random neighborhoods and singing and spreading the love of music and trying to promote our message like peace and equality and just love all around.
Beautiful, and we love having you here while you are doing that. Let us know what you thought about that performance on our Feel Good Breakfast Show's Facebook page, and of course on Twitter. You can follow them on Twitter too. We have those details right there. And of course use our hashtag Expresso Show. We'll have more from the Boston City Singers a bit later on.
In your morning news, lawyers representing 18 Marikana miners facing charges of murder have until the end of September to file a review application. The miners are accused of killing police, security guards and non-striking workers in the days leading up to the Marikana massacre in August 2012. Now, their lawyer, Andres Mkome, says that the National Prosecuting Authority isn't convinced with their argument that charges should be withdrawn. The National Student Financial Aid Scheme, NSFAS, says it has increased its capacity to help applicants for the 2018 academic year. The scheme has confirmed that it will be functioning at the National Youth Development Agency's offices across the country to make their services accessible. NSFAS's Executive Officer, Lerato Nache, says research has been conducted on ways to advance funding to applicants more efficiently, and measures have now been derived to improve the application process. Moving further abroad, lawmakers in Pakistan have elected Shahid Abbasi as Prime Minister, replacing Nawaz Sharif, who was ousted last week over corruption allegations. The ruling party wants the former oil minister to hold the role temporarily until Mr. Sharif's brother, Shahbaz Sharif, can take over. However, he must win a parliamentary by-election to be eligible for Prime Minister. Mr. Abbasi was elected with 221 votes from the 342-member National Assembly. And then finally, almost 500 people arrested after last year's failed coup in Turkey have appeared in court accused of taking part in the plot. Some of the handcuffed defendants were jeered as they were individually escorted into court by police and armed guards in front of TV cameras, with onlookers calling for the death penalty. The defendants face charges that include attempting to assassinate President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and murder. Well, that was your 7 o'clock news update. Here's our very first look at what's happening in the world of sport. Here's Graham.
A very good morning once again from my side. Let's delve into that sporting lineup this morning in action off the field. First up, as Proteas opener Dean Elgar has climbed up the latest ICC Test batsman rankings. That was despite his side losing to England in that third Test. Elgar's standout 136-run knock in that second innings has seen him move up 3 places now to 15th position on the overall standings. While Elgar continues to rise, Quinton de Kock and Hashim Amla have dropped down the list, moving to 8th and 10th respectively. Then the Australian Test team have stated that they will not take part in their upcoming Test series against Bangladesh until the ongoing pay dispute has been resolved. Now, the Cricketers Association and Cricket Australia have been locked in a battle over players' payments, which has left 230 players unemployed now for a month. The ongoing dispute has already seen the cancellation of a series between Australia A and South Africa A, which was set to take place last month. Then on to news in rugby. The Cheetahs and Southern Kings have officially joined the expanded Pro 14 competition for the 2017-2018 season. In response to their exclusion from Super Rugby next season, the move will see the South African clubs battle top teams from Italy, Wales, Scotland and Ireland. The updated fixture list will be released next week, with the tournament set to kick off in the first week of September. Then into tennis. World number 2 Simona Halep has booked her place in the next round of the Washington Open yesterday after beating Sloane Stephens in straight sets. Halep securing the 7-6-6 love win in just 79 minutes to progress to round 2, where she will face off against Colombia's Mariana Duque Marino. Elsewhere in the Washington Open yesterday, we saw Sara Errani beating Ariza Ozaki in straight sets, while injury forced Jelena Jankovic to retire from her clash with Oceane Doden. And that's a wrap of your sport for now.
A quick look at your traffic news this morning and a public service announcement, if you will, that all drivers of petrol cars can expect to pay an additional 19 cents per litre for all grades of petrol, while diesel drivers can expect to pay an extra 29 cents per litre, so do adjust your budgets accordingly. Taking a look at your traffic situation in Gauteng, in Silverton, Pretoria on the N4 eastbound, there's a recovery on an earlier accident or truck accident near the Bonnecourt exit, and traffic is heavily congested in that area. In Cape Town and Wynberg on the M3 inbound, there's been an accident in the right lane between Constantia Main Road and Travato Link, so you can expect heavy delays approaching that scene. So do adjust your routes accordingly and drive safely. Let's take a quick look at your weather this morning, and it seems like most parts of the country can expect partly cloudy, sunny conditions, reaching mild temperatures, and the mother city can expect a much-needed 65% chance in rain today, so do keep warm. But let's zoom in and take a closer look at your temperatures, beginning with Polokwane, your minimum there 7 and your maximum of 22. Mbombela between 11 and 30, that's your temperature range. Pretoria 10 and 22, Johannesburg 7 and 20, Mahikeng 9 and 23, Klerksdorp 8 and 22. In Kimberley, your minimum is 9 and your maximum 24. Bloemfontein 3 and 22, Richards Bay 15 and 28. Sunny conditions can be expected there. In Pietermaritzburg 10 and 28, Durban 18 and 25, Mthatha 8 and 28. In East London, your minimum of 12 and your maximum is 24. Craddock between 3 and 26, that's your temperature range, and Port Elizabeth 11 to 20. George 9 and 21, while Sutherland will see a cold -1 to a maximum of 13 with sunny conditions. Cape Town 10 and 17 with that 65% chance of rain, while Worcester will see a minimum of 5 and a maximum of 17. Springbok 4 and 20, and finally Uppington 8 and 28. That is your weather update for this Wednesday morning. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Well, it's time for us to take a look at what's happening on social media, and hashtag Women's Month is trending because we're in Women's Month, August, and I love this. Empowered women, empower women. Absolutely wonderful. A lot of people are sharing what they intend to do this August. Fine says, this Women's Month, I'm taking over, I'm owning everything. God is great. Also, my birthday bash, the 30th of September, says she is power. And then we have another one down here, which I thought was really wonderful. Lebogang saying, embracing women of all races, shapes and sizes. It's time we believe and act on the power of women supporting each other. And then also we have this one, I think, is there one more that we can read that's really, really nice? I will find some more, but that hashtag Women's Month is currently trending. So if you would like to send a message of support or let us know what you intend to do, you can do that on social media.
Now, hopefully you've joined us in paying a lot more attention lately to our finances and really understanding and examining our spending habits. And one thing we've realized is that many people aren't actually aware that their banking fees can be astronomically high. In fact, many of us don't even know what our banking fees are. And considering that we pay these fees every single month, like we do our rent, medical aid and school fees, we really should know what we are paying for when it comes to our banking. So often there are so many little hidden costs involved that we aren't even aware of, and a bit of homework could save us a huge amount in the long run. This is exactly why Nedbank are offering their pay-as-you-use account. We've spoken a lot about it. For just as little as R5 a month, the account gives you everything that you need and ultimately leaves you in control of what you use and what you pay for. And it also offers complete transparency. So if you are interested in saving with the Nedbank Pay-as-you-use account, all you have to do is SMS NEDPAYU to 30755, and someone from the Nedbank team will be in touch with all of the information that you need, making it as easy as possible for you to get signed up. Those SMSs are completely free, and you can find all the terms and conditions at nedbank.co.za.
I'm a dreamer. A doer. I know the hustle. I just need my money to hustle for me.
Let your money hustle for you. Get a bank account for R5 per month and bank on the Nedbank app without using any data. See money differently. Nedbank.
Well, stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast show. After the break, we take a look at how you, through mentorship, through financial support, and maybe even through books, can help to keep a child's dream alive. A very, very important thing. And then we're also joined here by Culinary Pillay from Sabric, who's here to talk to us about carrying your cash safely. I know back in the day, Koka, I see we used to have shops called the Cash and Carry, but now we're talking about carrying your cash safely.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It's a Wednesday morning right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope that you're enjoying it with us. It's been great, hey? The music's been fantastic.
Oh, it's been amazing. The reason why I love our Feel Good Breakfast Show so much. Well, taking a leap into entrepreneurship and owning a small business is no small undertaking, but it potentially is one of the most rewarding endeavors. And of course, not just for yourself, but also for the growth of the economy.
Enabling and nurturing small businesses is pivotal to the growth of the economy. We know this, as well as the creation of jobs, so vital in the current South African climate. And one bank committed to facilitating small businesses and empowering entrepreneurs is Nedbank. And this morning, we are joined by Alan Shannon, Head of Small Business and Professional Banking Sales at Nedbank, who is here to shed a little bit more light on the small business sector. So I'm going to shake your hand first. Why? Because Nedbank were the first to give my small business a bank account.
That's great news.
So thank you so much for that. And it's empowered me. It's allowed me to create jobs, to create opportunities. It has been amazing for me to enter into that small business space, which I think now is so important. From the inside out, it's very important. But from a bigger perspective, why is the small business sector so important? How does it tie into the economy?
Well, firstly, it's great to meet an advocate of Nedbank. Glad we were able to help you with your small business. I mean, it's critical to the overall South African economy. In the context, one, it employs roughly 2/3 of the workforce within this country, which is huge. And that's often something that's not well understood by the public at large. It's a big part of the tax base of this country. So, you know, if one also considers that the large corporate market, and one just has to listen to the news to see what's happening, for instance, in the mining industry, jobs are being shed there. And so there's not a massive amount of hope right now that the large corporate sector is going to be the employer of the future. Small businesses, therefore, will carry a big part of that burden, so they become crucial in the broader South African context.
When we look at the rate of growth, if so much more pressure is on our shoulders as small business owners, as entrepreneurs, are we growing at the right rate? Where do we stand in that growth path?
I mean, what's happening in the small business environment is a consequence of what's happening in the economy. So the small business sector is not growing particularly rapidly. We're also seeing perhaps a little less entrepreneurship kicking off in the economy at the moment, which is a little sad. Although, you know, in certain sectors we're seeing a little bit more activity than one would expect. So as much as we're seeing large corporate activity sort of dumbed down a little bit on the mining side, for instance, we're seeing a number of smaller players starting to enter the mining market, which is also good news. It's a big responsibility that you carry. The environment at the moment is not the most conducive. That's a pity. Small businesses are not necessarily feeling they're getting a lot of support from the public sector, that's government. And they've even been quite critical of the private sector as well in terms of the support we give them.
But we love a challenge.
We do indeed.
As South Africans, we love a challenge. As entrepreneurs, we love a challenge, but we need a big brother. We need someone that we can rest on, and that's where Nedbank comes in. How do you go about nurturing a small business?
I mean, you're right. Small businesses do like a challenge, and entrepreneurs are optimistic by nature.
Part of what drives you,
They're optimistic by nature, and thank goodness for it. As a bank, you know, we have sort of a core responsibility, and when we have a responsibility to do more than what we do from a core point of view. So the core responsibility is to make sure that we facilitate the small business's ability to transact, make payments, receive payments. We have a responsibility to that market to help fund them, specifically when they get themselves established and are looking to head into a sort of pretty rapid growth trajectory, next step. And of course, from an investment point of view, we need to be helping them too as well. On the non-core side, or on the sort of beyond banking side of things, we also have responsibility. I think our biggest responsibility there, specifically with entrepreneurs, is educational. You know, entrepreneurs are good at what they do. Sometimes the finances and other administrative type tasks get neglected. And so we're there to try and help provide them with guidance of that. We provide them with tools. We provide them with, Nedbank in particular, does some good work insofar as that's concerned through Simply Biz and through the Essential Guides for Small Business. So large educational component. And then also provide them tools for things such as accounting, which again is one of those areas that entrepreneurs tend not to focus too much attention on. We'd personally like to see them perhaps having a little bit more focus on that. But there's sort of free tools available that help them, you know, get the accounting basics started, which not only helps them, but helps the accountants ultimately that are going to be looking at their books on an annual basis.
And you're a shoulder to cry on when needed, man,
Yeah,
because
we
times
are.
can get
We are,
tough,
we are,
man.
we are. And when we try and be sympathetic. You know.
But thank you so much. Thank you for what you and your team do as well. From the other side of that coin, it's great to know that there is an investment in small business. We are ideas people, but we need to be educated, and I think that's where Nedbank really steps in. So whether you are starting out or you're in the early stages of building your business, Nedbank has extensive experience in serving small businesses, and their expertise and the products that they have available are able to provide you with a banking package that will save you valuable time and could save you up to, get this, 40% on your monthly banking fees, which is massive when it's your money and your business. For more information and personalized solutions, visit nedbank.co.za/business.
I'm an entrepreneur, a game changer. Now, I need my money to up its game for my business.
Get a new generation small business bundle and save up to 40% on banking fees. See money differently. Nedbank.
Well, let's continue the thought process of growing our economy, and we all know that in order to grow our economy, we probably need to invest in our children right now because they are the future of that economy. And there are indeed many ways to help a child grow beyond possibly negative circumstances that would otherwise hinder their potential. And one could offer mentorship, you could offer financial support, or even books that they might need.
But one of the most meaningful contributions comes from photographers who are giving children in the Eastern Cape some beautiful inspiration for the future.
Photographs evoke great memories, but the Keep a Dream Alive initiative takes photos of children dressed in clothes representing their dream career to motivate them to achieve big things.
The Keep a Dream Alive project began where I come from. I believe that a lot of people are not who they were meant to be. People have never had an opportunity to discover who they are or what their purpose is. We're trying to let people discover their purpose early in life so that they can live up to their purpose.
The project had a group of photographers visit Elita and WB Chume primary schools in Port Elizabeth and capture the hopeful spirit of the learners.
We wanted to use a platform that we understand, and we wanted to take pictures of these kids. You need to understand that these kids come from an environment or a community where there's not a lot of inspiration. So we wanted to use photography, what we know best, and use it as a tool to inspire them. So what we do is that we take pictures of these kids and then we put them in a canvas, then we hand it over to them. Because a lot of kids have a lot of celebrities in their bedrooms, and what we want to do is to get the celebrity out and put their pictures there. Let that be something that they look up to every single day.
I chose to be a pilot because I want to bring change, and I want to prove to my family that everything is possible when you put a lot of effort to it. I love traveling. I love exploring places a lot. I think my dream will become reality if I believe in myself and trust myself.
I would like to be the police when I grow up because I want to stop the crime in the community.
For the photographers visiting these schools in previously disadvantaged areas, it was a learning experience to hear of the children's hopes and dreams.
For kids to have a dream, I think it's vitally important, especially in this day and age. You know, when I was a youngster, dreams was what carried us through, you know, to where we wanted to be. When you do dream and it's something that you really want to aspire to, eventually those dreams will come true. I'm a perfect example of that. My dream when I left school was to be a photographer, but I waited 30 years to become a photographer. When you're patient and you dream big enough, it eventually comes true.
Through this project, there is a lot of change from my children, especially when it was time for them to write their essays. That took my breath away. I never knew that these children are having some serious stories about their future. So when this project came in, they were so excited. I was so excited too, because I always thought that I know them. But it's only then, through this project, that I saw inside their hearts. It's a beautiful program, and we are looking forward to their dreams to come true.
The photo shoot for me was actually a very emotional experience. Coming from a more traditional privileged background, I didn't realize that it was that bad in some areas, and where there wasn't that many resources for kids to learn from, like posters on the wall and even glass in the windows was missing in some areas, and I then just realized what an important job we have here to install discipline in these kids and inspire them to want to come out of that and be better than that.
The photo shoots took the children out of their difficult surroundings momentarily, allowing them to step into a possible future. And what better motivation than actually seeing themselves as a success?
When I get a police uniform, I feel happy and I feel excited when I wear the uniform. I look at it, it's very nice and I love it.
A pilot wears a black and white uniform and kind of gold stripes. Black hat with kind of a bird with gold wings. My highlight from the whole experience is when I was given the uniform to wear, I told myself that I can do this. I can be a pilot whenever I want. I love it.
Oh, and we love it. Keep a dream alive, doing some amazing work. Now let's focus on our financial safety. Stokvel's very popular method of saving in South Africa, and many people invest their very hard-earned money over the course of the year so that they can then enjoy the festive season using these savings. Unfortunately, Stokvel members often fall victim to cash robberies, which is why this morning we are joined by Culinary, CEO of SABRIC, the South African Banking Risk Information Centre, for tips on how to carry cash safely. We've enjoyed this journey with you so much as you can enjoy this kind of content, but we've loved being empowered. Cash is something that South Africa, with the kind of massive informal sector that we have, it's so important for many businesses, for many individuals out there. When we look at the statistics, the alarming statistics now that you guys have released relating to cash-specific robberies, what are some of those scenarios where cash robberies are happening?
Thanks, Graham. Yes, you know, it's certainly a very concerning situation at the moment. We looked at having 1,405 incidents for 2016 alone. And for this year, we're only halfway through the year. We've already had over 695 incidents. And what we're seeing is all different modus operandi. But the most prevalent is when a bank customer goes into a bank branch and withdraws a large sum of money and then leaves the bank branch to either go home or to go to their place of business. And what happens is that the perpetrators actually stand in the bank queue. They purport to be a bank customer. They're busy scouting and doing all kinds of surveillance to see who's drawing money, and then they would get on the phone to their accomplices who are usually outside the bank to let them know, you know, this particular person probably describes them, will be leaving with an amount of money. And, you know, you do a transaction at the counter and you take this wad of cash and put it into your pocket.
And you feel safe because you're in a bank.
and then you put it in your bag or your pocket, and of course the perpetrators see this. Another way this actually gets done also is if a person, and usually small to medium-sized businesses, take cash amounts to deposit at the bank. And of course, they robbed as well, and we've had many instances. And then, of course, some people at ATMs, after they've drawn an amount of money, they get followed and they get robbed. So it's really a horrible situation, and the banks are so concerned about their clients being affected.
This says to me that obviously with the spotters being involved, we'll call them spotters, that are identifying you, would changing your banking habits, getting out of a routine, would that help?
Absolutely. I mean, it's vitally important that everybody changes the way in which they transact. And I think that, you know, the banks offer so many different banking platforms and so many different solutions that people can use. You can sit in the comfort of your home and use your mobile device. You can use internet banking. You can use an ATM to do a transaction if you don't have a smartphone or a computer. And we're saying, you know, is there a need for you to have that much cash? You should always question yourself. If you can do transactions by using these different platforms, then certainly do that, as opposed to carrying huge sums of cash and putting yourself at risk.
How do Stokvel members specifically protect themselves? I know this has been a very big focus for you.
And certainly very concerning, because, you know, people save money all year through and then they want to collect it at the end of the year. We saw a horrible situation in November, December last year, where we had 42 incidents of where Stokvels were actually robbed. And what we're saying to the Stokvel members and people managing it, you know, you don't have to get members to pay you in cash, and members shouldn't be paying in cash. They can arrange to have those monies EFT'd or do a debit order so that the money moves electronically. And also at the end of the year, when payments are being made, the members should be paid electronically, so money again moves to their account. You know, we've had instances of where last year where robbers had come into a home while the Stokvel money was being shared, and, you know, just shot dead one of the people as well, and of course stole all this hard-earned savings, you know, earned money and savings.
And those savings in a bracket of society that desperately needs that money. Thank you so much. Very scary stuff, but I think information that we all really need to take on board. Stay one step ahead of the skellum by changing your banking routine. And for more tips on banking safety, you can visit the SABRIC website and their Facebook and Twitter pages as well, so that you can #WiseUpWatchouts.
Wise up, watch out.
Well, we hope we continue to stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're engaging in some very important subject matter after the break. Yesterday, we were talking about World Lung Cancer Day, but from the 1st to the 6th of August, it's Rheumatic Fever Week, and the Heart and Stroke Foundation of South Africa wants to create awareness about this condition that is still needlessly claiming lives in poorer communities, including here in South Africa.
And then we're also taking a look at a new trend. I haven't tried this myself. I think you have, Kat, but traveling solo is the new trend. We bring you all those details after the break.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
It's a Wednesday morning and we welcome you back to the Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso on SABC3. Now, the 1st to the 6th of August marks Rheumatic Fever Week. Now, for those who might not be aware, rheumatic fever can lead to rheumatic heart disease, which is the most common type of acquired heart disease in children and people under the age of 25, claiming the lives of about 275,000 people annually. Now, we're joined this morning by Professor Liesl Zulke, pediatric cardiologist at the Red Cross War Memorial Children's Hospital and president of the South African Heart Association. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Absolute pleasure. Thank
we
you.
always do appreciate your insights. So let's talk a little bit about rheumatic fever. And I know that the Heart and Stroke Foundation this year is sending a message saying a sore throat can break a little heart. Explain that slogan or that theme to us.
Yes, absolutely. So we all know that sore throats are ubiquitous in children. It's a common childhood condition. But 20% of them can be caused by something called group A strep or then it's called a strep throat, which is a germ. And if you don't actually treat that germ, what the body does is tries to fight that germ. And that actually causes an autoimmune reaction where the body then actually ends up fighting its own tissues. And that is called acute rheumatic fever. That can be quite significant. And if you have multiple episodes of acute rheumatic fever, that causes permanent heart valve damage or rheumatic heart disease. And that actually affects 33 million people in the world. The majority of them are actually, as you said, children, young adults, adolescents. Most of them are living in low and middle income countries and causing a significant amount of mortality. So in fact, the sore throat ends up causing heart disease and causing death.
Yeah, through developing into this autoimmune disease. But can you further maybe explain what rheumatic fever does to the body?
Yes, indeed. So what happens with rheumatic fevers, there are sort of 5 major manifestations. 2 of them are quite mild. So this is a skin rash and some nodules under the skin, often missed, which is part of the problem. The next 2 are a little bit more serious. Again, not permanent, but certainly serious. And that is affecting the brain, where you have an abnormal movement. It's called chorea, and is often picked up at school because children's handwriting change, their emotional sensibilities change. They look and act differently.
Yes.
And then the other one is arthritis, where they get severe involvement of the joints. Interestingly, it's the large joints, so it's the knees, the hips, the shoulders, and you can imagine it would then present with a child who no longer can work at school or can no longer do exercise. But it's the most important sequelae is carditis, or that is infection directly of the heart. This usually presents with tiredness, shortness of breath, again, problems with exercise. But what it is actually happening inside the heart is that the valves are being very badly affected. It's causing a thing called a valvulitis. The valves become leaky, leads to cardiac failure, and in many cases needs to have urgent surgery.
Yeah, so clearly the signs that parents and teachers should be looking out for if a child is complaining about a sore throat, and those symptoms then come to bear. Let's talk about the story of Sharik, who's a patient that you have at the hospital right now. But I think through you sharing her story, you could maybe just highlight the importance of why RHD is so severe.
Absolutely. So there's a picture of Sharik Lynn. She's a lovely little girl.
Beautiful smile.
Presented to us in April at age 7 and already then had a severely leaking valve. We tried various medical management, but she actually was in intractable heart failure. And just before her 8th birthday, had to undergo open heart surgery. She had her valve repaired, thankfully, and she did very well with the surgery. She's recovering well. I'm hoping she's watching me from the hospital bed at the moment, and we'll probably go home this week. But here's an 8-year-old girl that had to undergo valve surgery, and that just gives you an impression of how significant this illness actually is. We think of heart surgery in adults. These are young children that have to undergo this event.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for being with us, Professor Zulke. We do always appreciate your insights, as I said, and I think shining light of information, very important information has been shone for us here. And I think the message to take home here is that remember that a sore throat isn't just a sore throat, it does matter. And as that message from the Heart and Stroke Foundation of South Africa says, that a sore throat can break a little heart. If you're looking to learn more about this disease, then head on over to heartfoundation.co.za. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. I'm certainly going to do that. Now, if you enjoy mobile gaming, then today is your day to cash in. Vodacom is about to make your day with up to 1 gig of free data. Vodacom offering customers a chance to explore more of the internet by giving you access to a new site every day of the week. And Wednesday, it's all about gaming. And on Gaming Wednesday, Vodacom is offering free access for the day to GameMine, ViewClip, and Vodacom Games. 3 great sites without any data charges whatsoever. So we're taking a look at more of the games that you'll find on these platforms that you can really delve into today with your free data. Let's kick it off with an awesome one I discovered called Rush Fight. It's all about action and loads of action, addictive arcade gameplay. Makes it very hard to put the game down. It's a very fast-paced game that has you fighting off hundreds of enemies using an awesome array of weapons with an option to compete against friends as well, so you can find out who the ultimate rush fighter is. There are also some noticeable character appearances. This is the best part about the game. You can play Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th, as well as, yes, you guessed it, let's make gaming great again, Donald Trump. Then I love this one as well, Drive for Speed, another very fast-paced game. You drive your car basically through a city full of obstacles before your time runs out, testing your driving skills by competing in different tasks and on a ton of different tracks while earning money so that you can buy new, faster cars to improve your mission times and then, of course, earn more rewards. Very addictive game there. Then this one I think I loved the most, Tower Crush. It's a kind of a combination of action and strategy together. Epic indie game. It'll have you, first off, building your tower, and you can have up to 6 floors. Then you load them with weapons and you defeat your opponents in very action-packed battles. So as you evolve and upgrade, you'll collect cannons, then flame guns, lasers, Teslas, and the ultimate mighty plasma cannons to help you defend your tower. If you like defense games and you like shooting games, this is a beautiful combination of both. You will love Tower Crush. So to make your day and get gaming, all you have to do is keep a positive data balance on your Vodacom SIM card. Then simply dial *111*634 hash, or you can even easier just download the latest version of the My Vodacom app and claim your free data daily. And for all of those terms and conditions, stop by vodacom.co.za.
Now, whether you're embarking on an Eat, Pray, Love-inspired journey or even jet-setting off to a far, far away land, here's the thing. Everyone should actually experience the joys of traveling by themselves or alone at least once in their lifetime. But the #1 common misconception about solo travel is that you get lonely. Well, thanks to Travel Start's travel-savvy Lee Watts, who joins us on the couch this morning, we acknowledge the benefits of solo traveling and a few factors to keep in mind. How are you, Lee?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm very, very good, thank you. Okay, so this is probably the one thing that I have not done by myself, simply because I'm scared. But we're gonna talk about that in a little bit. Why is traveling solo such a big trend, and is it something that people of all ages can do, going to any corner of the earth?
Absolutely. Okay, so it's not specific to any demographic, which makes it accessible to everybody. I think first things first, you know, with reference to solo travel, it's definitely a 2017 trend. We're starting to see it in all of the travel publications. We're moving from, you know, a business leisure travel to sort of a pleasure type travel. So essentially you go out with your company as a representative and you spend a couple of extra days as an employee wellness. You discover where you are, you learn a little bit more. So for me, solo travel is one of those guilty pleasures. It's something you can do secretly as long as you have a safety fallback number. And basically, I think it's something that we'll start to see a lot more of. Certainly with online travel starting to become a big thing, and certainly more of a go-to point in Africa, I think you'll find being able to hop on a plane and pop on out to then pop back in will become that much more simple.
I think for me, and I don't know if I'm speaking for a lot of other people, the safety issue is something that I've had to consider a few times. Also the loneliness, like who do you talk to, who do you hang out with? What are the important things to consider when, you know, thinking about traveling by yourself?
I think have a look at specific destinations, so well-known destinations for solo-type travelers. And I'm not necessarily talking about, you know, the 18 to 30 sort of Kontiki stuff. I'm talking about places like Ibiza, places like Bali, places like Phuket, places where people go to enjoy themselves in an unfamiliar or, in some cases, familiar environment. So I would look at that. I would look at the cost aspect as well. You know, if you're flying solo, you're a little more what we call in the tech world agile. So you can chop and change, you can do what you like as per your same said guilty pleasure. So I think these are the cool things to watch out for. Ignore the travel trends, be selfish with it. Set a budget and just go for it.
Yeah, I love that. And plus the chances of you being upgraded when you're traveling alone is a lot better as well.
Well, absolutely. If you start working on your blagging techniques, is what they would say in the UK, you could probably get upgraded from a single bedroom accommodation to a double if they've got availability. If there's one seat left in business and you've managed to hop onto an economy class, you can maybe wangle your way through check-in onto that. So yeah, it gives you a little bit more agility, a little bit more flexibility, and you know, the irony is you probably actually enjoy your time a lot better. I don't think you'd feel lonely at all.
Oh my goodness. Okay, now I'm excited. Now you have changed my mind, Lee. I'm definitely going to try solo traveling. Thank you so much.
No problem.
We'll be catching up with you a little bit later on. Now, keep in mind that he said that Ibiza is one of the top traveling destinations for solo travelers. Well, Travel Start is flipping the script this month, and they're giving you a gift to celebrate their 11th birthday. How would you like to win flights for two to Ibiza? That's worth 25,000 Rand. Yes, please. Well, it's really easy. Simply SMS the keyword travel and your email address to 333 3728. Remember, T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com.
Dude, how nice is that prize? Sure. I mean, I would love to go to Imbiza as well.
Imbiza?
Yeah, I want to go to Imbiza. Anyway, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we take a look at some of the top-ranking tracks on the 5FM Top 40 chart. Hey, man, and the Roger Good Show is coming to your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
I can't believe it. Oh, I love it. Now that Leanne is no longer worried about traveling alone, we're going to give you some more tips for traveling this wide, beautiful world. We'll see you in a sec.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Wednesday morning, and what a wonderful Wednesday it's been so far. Hope you've been enjoying it with us as we quickly take a look and magnify our glass over international celebrities and what they've been getting up to.
Well, I've got good news and bad news. Which one do you want first?
Should we go with the bad news first?
No, let's go with the good news.
Okay, good news first.
Okay, so it'll make us like... All right, well, Whitney Port caused some controversy earlier this year with her comments on pregnancy, and now the reality star is making news yet again, this time for having given birth. Now, taking to her blog, Whitney shared an adorable photo of her son, who she and hubby Timmy decided to name Sunny. So she might not have loved pregnancy, but judging by the photos, she sure loves having a baby around. But
Beautiful.
I mean, it's okay to like not love pregnancy. It's like it's difficult. So, you know, it's not all moonshine and roses.
I'm just thinking, because all the pictures that we saw before were of her drinking this orange juice, and I'm looking at the child's hair.
And it's a little ginger situation there. Okay, orange juice causes gingerness.
I never said that.
All right, I love it. I'm gonna drink. I love gingers. All right, well, what about this one? Where one family grows, this is the sad news. Another family is sadly separating. Casey Affleck's wife, after almost 10 years, Summer Phoenix, has filed for divorce. According to Casey's representative, the split is amicable and they both wish each other well. While news of their split first made headlines in March last year, we must admit that we were all secretly hoping that they would get back together again. Well, there's no word on who will get custody of their sons, Indiana and Atticus, but rumor has it that they both, you know, they kind of like both their uncles, Ben Affleck and Joaquin Phoenix, equally. So either way, they'll bound to have fun with both parents.
In March last year, isn't that shortly after he won his Academy Award?
Yes. Yeah. But I mean, I think it's just best to keep these things secret and under wraps, you know, because the media has ways of just ripping every private life apart. I'm sorry, but that's what they do.
The paps will always find a way to dig that hole, isn't it? Well, sadly for them, or hopefully, you know, it all just comes to a happier ending where they, as individuals, are happier.
Hear, hear.
Well, that's the stories we have for you from the international news front, but we also have a competition for you.
And by you, he means lady. It is Women's Month, and kicking off Women's Month with a bang, we're giving away double tickets to the ultimate girls movie, Girls Trip, with leading ladies like Jada Pinkett Smith, Queen Latifah, Regina Hall, and Tiffany Haddish. The wildness feels even wilder. The vulnerability, rawer, and the sisterhood has never been stronger. And you get to experience the raunchy comedy about sisterhood at New Metro cinemas nationwide. But to stand a chance of winning double tickets to see Girls Trip at New Metro, all you have to do is SMS the keyword Girls Trip plus your name and city to 40675. Remember, you do please need to add the city in which you're able to watch the screening. And you can find all of those terms and conditions, as always, on expressoshow.com. Girls Trip is the ladies on the loose comedy that proves that it's not just the gents who can behave badly.
Find the best entertainment at new Metro cinemas. It's your scene.
Yeah, get out there, ladies. Get that competition. Get you that ticket to that movie.
Girls' night out.
Girls' night out. Listen, we're also ushering in a brand new month, and of course that means brand new music as well. So we're going to check out the 5FM Top 40 chart with Mr. Nick Hammond, and the question is who's going to be making it onto the top of the charts. Good luck. And of course Kyle Watson, they're reaching new heights as well. But I think I might have a clue about who #1 will be. Let's take a look.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Nick Hammond back with another recap of the 5FM Top 40, looking at the biggest hits in music from the past weekend. And like we do every week, let's begin by looking at the brand new entries onto the charts. Coming in at number 39, it's new from Cara Fru, called Dance. The highest new entry this week came in at number 27, the second that I've chosen to highlight. It's brand new from Mikasa, called Nana. All right, now let's check out the movers and shakers of the week. My first pick coming in halfway through the charts at number 20. One of the most interesting offers from two members of other groups, One Direction and Migos. It's Quavo with Liam Payne, called Strip That Down.
Come and strip that down for me. Yeah, 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 yeah.
My second mover shaker pick this week, also from a One Direction, is staying steady at 14 for 2 weeks in a row. It's Niall Horan with Slow Hands. Let's take a look at the top 10 biggest songs in music from this past weekend's 5FM Top 40. By beginning at number 10, one of the biggest artists in Africa, it's Davido with If.
If I tell you, hey, I love you, oh. My money, my body, now your...
Sitting steady in the number 9 position, Coldplay teamed up with Chainsmokers. The tune's called Something Just Like This. Dropping from last week's number 5 to this week's number 8, it's Shawn Mendes with There's Nothing Holding Back.
Baby, there's nothing holding me back.
I got 2 songs on the chart at the moment, and this, their highest appearance at number 7, it's Imagine Dragons with Thunder. Sitting at number 6 this week, his album's been out most of this year, still one of the biggest chart toppers in history, Ed Sheeran with Shape of You.
I'm in love with the shape of you. When we can, we let the story begin, we're going out.
Halfway through the back end of the top 10 this week, at number 5, it's Charlie Puth with Attention.
Yeah, you just want attention. I knew from the start.
This week at number 4, one of the biggest collaborations on the planet right now, it's Katy Perry and Calvin Harris with Feels.
I know you ain't afraid of pop pills.
Sitting at the number 3 spot this week, it's French Montana and Sway Lee, called Unforgettable. At number 2 this week, finally knocked off the number 1 spots after 3 weeks in a row, it's Louis Fonsi, Daddy Yankee and Justin Bieber with Despacito.
Despacito, quiero respirar tu cuello despacito. Deja que te diga cosas al oído. Para que te pierdas si no estás conmigo.
Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to catch me, Nick Hammond, Monday to Friday, 9 to 12 on Hammond Time. And of course, every Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. to find out who'll take the number 1 spots on the 5FM Top 40. Speaking of which, this past weekend it went to DJ Khaled, Rihanna and Bryson Tiller with Wild Thoughts.
Wow, 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 thoughts. Wow, wow, wow. When I'm with you, all I get is wild thoughts.
I cannot believe Despacito's been dethroned. Oh, anyways, on to better things. Ask anyone who's ever traveled solo and they wouldn't want to adventure any other way. Now, it might be daunting at first, as I've heard, and it's certainly simpler for some people than it is for others, but spending time alone on the road can be amongst one of the most rewarding travel experiences out there. Whether it's a long journey around the world or a lone weekend trip, Travel Start's Lee Watts is with us to talk more about travel trends in 2017. Okay, Lee, let us start off with the budget. I'm always concerned about the budget. How does one travel in a savvy way when you're on your own when it comes to transportation, accommodation, food, things like that?
Perfect. So those are the 3 key pillars, of course. What I would do first things first, I'd head over to travelstart.co.za, have a little look-see. The whole intention of Travel Start is to lift your travel limitation by making it simple and price effective. If you're on the move, use the Flap app. It's the flight app. It's powered by Travel Start. You get base cost fares there. That's a little tip for those who are in the know. Okay, great. So accommodation. You have to be flexible with accommodation. You absolutely have to be flexible. The bulk of your cost will go there. But if you're wise, you can pick accommodation or places where there are shuttles to specific landmarks, and you cover or pass on the saving to your transport costs. If you pick something on a package or that is priced to go, you might get an all-inclusive, so food is not an issue, or alternatively, you just get a bed and breakfast, and then you've only got, you know, lunch and dinner to worry about. With reference to transport, I've been looking at this long and hard. I did not realize how big car rental really is globally, not just in South Africa. And ultimately, the obligation by the car rental provider is to have a roadworthy motor vehicle, which is safe, sound, and up to date with the latest safety aspects and features. So with those playing fields being even, pick the cheap option. Pick the cheap option, pick the cheap excess, get out there, and that will also form part of the experience for you. With reference to food, if you're brave, and I wonder if you are, eat locally.
Street food,
If not, and your stomach, you know, needs some time to adapt, you know, look at the westernized restaurants. They tend to be similar prices to where you are at home. It just depends on what sort of experience you're looking for. So plan ahead, set a budget, stick to it, and do what you need to do to have fun.
Very cool. Do what you need to do to have fun. Okay, the safety aspect, I'm not gonna lie, that's what just gets my heart like palpitating. What are the tips for staying safe, especially as a solo traveler and especially as a girl when it comes to thinking about traveling abroad?
Okay, so I think give yourself some credit. You're going to be a little more street smart than you initially imagine.
Absolutely.
I think have the safety net in place, the duvet. So, you know, if you are traveling, let somebody know. Carry with you emergency contact details. Understand your location. So, you know, rather than standing in the middle of the street with a big map, sort of do the research beforehand. It's those sorts of things that I think will help you have the most seamless first experience possible. You don't want to be jumping around. You don't want to not enjoy it.
I hear you. And then we just have to ask this very quickly. I'm in love with a travel selfie. When I'm alone, who am I going to ask to take pictures for me?
I'm so glad you asked this. So there's these major advancements in modern technology, and there's a thing called a smartphone. So yes, the shameless selfie, the #1 way to go. For me, there are selfie sticks. Great. There's a thing called a GoPro, which is an amazing bit of kit. You can film until your heart's content, come back to edit, and you can screen grab as the image. You can attempt a Mr. Bean comic and ask somebody else to take the photo for you. Just make sure they don't turn around and run. Other than that, I like the set timer mode. Set 5 seconds, sprint into position, smile, snap, and boom, bam.
Okay, wonderful. Oh, Lee Watts, you're amazing. You have just raised that travel, you know, levels to another level. I have no idea what that just meant, but Lee, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You guys know what I meant, because in celebration of Travel Start's 11th birthday, one lucky Expresso viewer will win flights for 2 to Ibiza worth 25,000 Rand. Now, to SMS to stand a chance of winning, simply use the word travel and your email address to 33728. Remember that T's and C's apply and can be found at expressoshow.com, and your entries must be in by the 31st of August. For more great travel deals, visit travelstart.co.za.
Book on Travel Start. We will turn your guilt trips into good trips.
I think we're going to bring Lee back for our Friday funnies. You've been schooled on how to travel alone. So we're going to take a quick break. When we return, an awesome brand new segment on the show, the feel-good news to inspire you about that beautiful world out there. Then the Boston City Singers have been watching with wide eyes as the madness unfolds around them. They're about to bring their own brand of crazy. After the break, you better start warming up.
This mic is right in front of you. Just try not to like clap right into the mic. Just keep it low. No, stay away.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. Now, there's nothing that we love more here on Expresso than a feel-good story. And one thing that really warms our hearts is when people make the most out of a bad situation and show us that there's still humanity left in the world.
Yeah, it's in that darkness that we find the greatest light. And I warn you, brace yourself. These two stories are going to hit you right in the feels. Awesome stuff. So let's start in the US, where young Jayla Davis from New York State lost her father just before she turned 13, and this was last month. Police officer by profession, he was tragically shot dead while on duty, responding to a domestic violence call. Now, apart from obviously leaving his family behind, he also never managed to finish building a tree house for Jayla. And this week, 35 of his fellow police officers gathered at the Davis house and spent the day completing the treehouse in his honor. And the treehouse included a ladder, windows, lights, as well as a balcony that for years to come will stand in his memory. Small things can make such a big difference.
That is amazing. Talk about feel-good news, hey? Well, in California, there was a little boy by the name of Camden Haushin who had been paraplegic since birth due to a tumor in his spine. Now, his best friend in the world by the name of Paul Barnett noticed that Camden's wheelchair was very bulky and it caused accidents at times. So after seeing a video online about crowdfunding, Paul set up his own GoFundMe campaign to raise the money required to buy his bestie a new upgraded wheelchair. But in less than 2 weeks, Paul managed to raise $5,500, far exceeding the $3,900 that he originally asked for, and he used the money to buy a new custom wheelchair for Camden. It just goes to show that if people pull together behind a really good cause, we truly can achieve great things, even if it's a small thing that changes the life of someone, which is not a small thing at all. It just takes seeing a need that's right in front of you and saying, you know what, I want to do something to help.
And I can guarantee you, if you take a second to think about it, you will see a need in your own life and how you can change someone else's life forever. So hopefully that makes you appreciate what you've got in your world, in your life, just a little bit more, and feel a bit better about this crazy world that we live in. But we're going to take that to an entirely new level now as well with a brilliant performance.
Yeah, we've got our own dose of feel-good to share here with you. We're joined by the Boston City Singers, joining us all the way from Boston, Massachusetts in the United States. They're currently touring South Africa on their SA Goodwill Tour of 2017. So all the way from the United States, in the motherland, they'll be paying tribute to all our Jamaican brothers and sisters with a medley of Jamaican folk songs.
Sawa
Zika Binashe
Zika
Rockstone.
Gallam Road, Gallam boy, finger broke Rockstone.
Gallam
3 by 3. Get 'em Mike. Put them a 4 by 4. Get 'em Mike. Bring 'em as no cry. Get 'em Mike. Remember, play with it. Get 'em Mike. Play with it. Get 'em Mike. Play with it.
Get 'em Mike. Anyhow you tread your knee. Long, long tread. Malima. Gentle, gentle. Long, long tread. Malima. Show me how you tread your knee. Long, long tread. Malima. Gentle, gentle. Long, long tread. Malima. Anyhow you tread your knee. Long, long tread. Malima. Gentle, gentle. Long, long tread. Malima. Show me how you tread your knee. Long, long tread. Malima. Gentle, gentle. Long, long tread. Malima. Show me how you tread your knee. Long, long tread. Malima. Gentle, gentle. Long, long tread. Malima. Show me how you tread your knee. Long, long tread. Malima. Gentle, gentle. Long, long tread. Malima.
Every time that I think about Liza, water come on me eye. Every time that I think about Liza, water come on me eye. Come back, Liza, come back here. Try to cry from me eye. Come back, Liza, come back here. Try to cry from me eye. When we look upon Sarah, daughter, when we look upon Jane, I remember me nice, nice Liza. Water come on me eye. So come back, Liza, come back. Get 'em Mike. Try to cry for me eye. Madima. Come back, Liza, come back. Get 'em Mike. Try to cry for me eye. Madima. Come back, Liza, come back. Get 'em Mike. Try to cry for me eye. Madima. Come back, Liza, come back here. Try to cry from me eye.
City Singers on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Me, I know I'll bring out good things here on our Feel Good Breakfast Show every day at our morning. Check it out. Listen, it's been amazing having you here, and we wish you the best of your stay here in South Africa, in Cape Town, and wherever else you may be going. Let us know what you thought about that performance on our Feel Good Breakfast Show's Facebook page. And also check them out. After 9 o'clock, we'll be doing a live Facebook broadcast, and you'll see another performance from them.
Die nasionale nuusregsverteenwoordigers van 18 Marikana mynwerkers wat van moord aangekla is tot einde September tyd gegee om 'n hersieningsaansoek in te dien. Die mynwerkers word daarvan aangekla dat hulle polisielede, veiligheidswagte en nie-stakende mynwerkers vermoor het. Dit het in die dae voor die Marikana slagting in Augustus 2012 gebeur. Een van hulle regsverteenwoordigers, Andries Mkome, sê die argument wat hulle voorhou vir die terugtrekking van aanklagte het nie die nasionale vervolgingsgesag oortuig nie. Die nasionale studente finansiële hulpskema sê sy vermoë om aansoekers vir die akademiese jaar 2018 by te staan is verbeter. NSFAS het bevestig dat hy landwyd by kantore van die Nasionale Jeugontwikkelingsagentskap sal funksioneer. Die stap word gedoen om te sorg dat dienste doelmatig beskikbaar gestel word. Op die internasionale front wetgewers in Pakistan het Shahid Abbasi as eerste minister aangewys. Hy vervang Nawaz Sharif wat verlede week weens korrupsie uit sy pos ontslaan is. Die regerende party wil hê dat Abbasi moet die pos tydelik vul totdat die afgedankte Sharif se broer Shahbaz Sharif by hom kan oorneem. Die moet egter eers 'n parlementêre tussenverkiesing wen voordat hy vir die amp in aanmerking kan kom. En dan ten slotte sowat 500 mense wat deur of liewer wat na verlede jaar se mislukte staatsgreep in Turkye in hegtenis geneem is, het egter in Ankara in die hof verskyn. Sommige van die beskuldigdes was geboei. Polisie en gewapende wagte het hulle individueel voor TV-kameras die hof binne gelei terwyl gillende toeskouers die doodstraf geëis het. Hulle word daarvan aangekla dat hulle president Recep Tayyip Erdogan om die lewe wou bring. Well, that was your 8 o'clock news update. Here's a final look at what's happening in the world of sport with Graham.
Cricket first and movement off the pitch. Proteas opener Dean Elgar has climbed up the latest ICC Test batsman rankings. Despite his side losing to England in that third test, Elgar's stand-out 136-run knock in the second innings has seen him move up 3 places to 15th position. While Elgar continues to rise up the rankings, Quinton de Kock and Hashim Amla dropped down the list, moving to 8th and 10th respectively. And staying with cricket, the Australian Test cricket side, they have stated that they will not take part in their upcoming Test series against Bangladesh until the ongoing pay dispute has been resolved. So the Cricketers Association and Cricket Australia have been locked in a battle over players' payments, which has left 230 players unemployed for a month now. The ongoing dispute has already seen the cancellation of a series between Australia A and South Africa A that was set to take place last month. Then on to rugby, and great news for South African rugby. The Cheetahs and Southern Kings have officially joined the expanded Pro 14 competition for the upcoming 2017-2018 season. So in response to their exclusion from Super Rugby, the move will see these South African franchises battle top teams from Italy, Wales, Scotland and Ireland. The updated fixture list will be released next week, with the tournament set to kick off in the first week of September. And finally on to tennis. World number 2 Simona Halep has booked her place in the next round of the Washington Open yesterday after beating Sloane Stephens in straight sets. Halep securing that 7-6, 6-love win in just 79 minutes to progress to round 2, which she will now face off against Colombia's Mariana Duque Marino. Elsewhere in the Washington Open yesterday, we saw Sarah Rainey beating Riza Ozaki in straight sets, while an injury forced Jelena Jankovic to retire from her clash with Oceane Dodin. And that's a wrap of your sport for this morning.
As we take a look at your traffic news this morning, a notification that since 12 o'clock, or at least midnight last night, motorists can now expect to be paying an extra 19 cents per litre on all grades of petrol, while diesel drivers can expect to be paying an extra 29 cents from this morning onwards. So do adjust your budgets accordingly. Let's take a look at the traffic situation right now out on the roads in Gauteng and Sandton. On the M1 southbound, there's been an accident in the right lane before the Marlborough Drive exit, and you can expect congestion building up to the Buccleuch interchange. In Cape Town Table View on the R27 southbound, there's congestion building up between Link Road and Racecourse Road, so do adjust your route to work this morning accordingly. Let's take a look at the weather situation, and it seems like most parts of the country can expect partly cloudy to sunny conditions, reaching mild temperatures. The Mother City, on the other hand, can expect a much-needed 65% chance of rain throughout the day, so do make sure that you keep warm. Let's take a closer look at those temperatures. Polokwane, your minimum today is 7 and your maximum of 22. Mbombela 11 to 30. Pretoria 10 to 22. Johannesburg 7 to 20. Mahikeng 9 to 23. In Klerksdorp, your minimum is 8 and your high is 22. Kimberley 9 to 24. Bloemfontein 3 to 22. Richards Bay 15 to 28. Pietermaritzburg 10 to 28, while Durban will have minimum temperatures of 18 while reaching a maximum of 25. Mthatha 8 to 28. East London 12 to 24. Cradock 3 to 26. Port Elizabeth 11 to 20. Sunny conditions can be expected there, while George will see a minimum of 9 and a maximum of 21. Sutherland -1, a very cold one there, but reaching a maximum of 13 with some sunny conditions. And Cape Town will see a minimum of 10 to 17 with that 65% chance of rain. Worcester 5 till 17, Springbok 4 to 20, and finally Uppington 8 until 28. That is your maximum. Well, whatever the weather in your region, have a wonderful one.
Thank you so much, Kat. Let's catch up with social media. We need to find out the answer to our emoji charades game. Of course, we know it's a song. It's got 4 words in it. There's a hand that's pointing to this direction, and there's a watch. Let's see. Some people said, it's on the tip of my tongue. I don't know it. Other people were very honest. They said, I have no idea. But I'm going to read Rachel L. Parkinson, who says, Sign of the Times by Harry Styles, my favorite song right now. And the video, I'm 46, never too old to enjoy younger generations' music. Lol, here. I love it. You can enjoy it no matter what age you are. Our emoji charades game, we'll play it next week again, same time, same place.
Oh, well done to everyone who was on the money. Now you get your just rewards. Vodacom is about to meg your day with up to 1 gig of free data. You get to explore Facebook Monday, Lifestyle Tuesday, Gaming Wednesday today, Instagram Thursday, Music Friday, Sports Saturday, and Video Sunday. How you qualify: simply keep a positive data balance on your Vodacom SIM card, then simply dial *111*634#, or even easier, just download the latest version of the My Vodacom app and claim your free data daily. And you can get all of the terms and conditions at vodacom.co.za.
All right, stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Lots more to come, including my absolute favorite part of the week. Peter and Angie are here. It's time for the Culinary Hotline Bling. Ting, 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 baby, yeah.
Get a free Dream Maker pillow when you buy selected bags of Hills dog food.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Call us on your cell phone.
Culinary Hotline Bling.
That can only
Yes, you know what time it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the Culinary Hotline Bling. Sing, sing, sing. The part where you give us a call. That was a very late sing. Sorry, we don't want that. Please keep it in time. Anyway, that number is 0214309881. Angie and Peter are here to answer all of your culinary questions. How are you guys doing this week?
Amazing.
Fantastic.
And yeah, just for the viewers, not to forget that our bursary competition is still open.
Yes.
Yeah, it's 100,000 Rand worth of free education for 1 year. And just enter Debbie at senseoftaste@chefschool.com.
There we go. Okay, get your culinary on. Let's get these questions on while we wait for your calls. The first one that came in from Bailey Kalen, who said, "Good morning. My question is, why can't you cook risotto like normal rice?" Well, it's not rice.
It's not, well, it is rice. It's just not normal rice.
It's a kind of different rice grain.
It's a different rice. So risotto rice is a short grain rice.
Yes.
Which is very starchy. And the whole point of risotto is to cook it out slowly, add your stock slowly, and you get a lovely creamy consistency.
So it's a lot starchier than normal rice.
Very much starchy, and you want the starch.
And you don't want to rinse it off. You don't want to rinse the starch.
Because then you lose that sauciness of it.
And then just a little bit of knowledge that a difference between a pilaf and a risotto is a pilaf you add the exact amount of stock, cover it, put it into the oven, whereas a risotto, you add it slowly.
Okay. Slowly, little by little. So it's a short grain, very starchy rice.
Yeah.
It's meant to be stodgy, it's meant to be thick and creamy.
And the slower you add your stock, the better it is.
Quick question though, maybe to get back to this. Could you, if you wanted to, cook risotto like normal rice, get a different kind of consistency?
Yes, you can. There are some chefs who do it. It's not the greatest, but yeah, you can.
All right. So there you have it, Bailey. Thank you so much. Then, two questions that are similar to each other. One from Joy Foss, who says, please fix liver meals. I'm assuming Joy's liver meals are not up to standard or scratch. Make something with lamb liver that we will love, please. And then Renee from Atlantis called us and said, how to make any kind of liver. So I guess it's just a liver kind of question, right?
Liver.
All right.
I'll leave it up to Peter because he's the expert in that.
I think the most important thing about liver is make sure that you soak it in milk. It does take away that very bitter iron flavour from it.
Okay.
So that does help. And the other thing is don't overcook it. So you want a really nice hot pan, sear it on either side, maybe put it in the oven for a minute or two, but you definitely don't want to overcook it. And that's why people hate it, because when they're using kidneys or livers, no matter which one it is, they overcook it and it becomes grainy. And that's what people don't like.
That kind of explains why I didn't like liver growing up, because I mean we'd have these traditional ceremonies at home, and then you'd slaughter whatever animal it was, and then you'd literally take that and braai it on an open flame and have it just like that sometimes, and just dry it out. Seriously.
And you'll see if it's done properly. And then what we do is we're going to just take a little bit of flour, some seasoning, and we're going to coat it ever so slightly. I know
what seasoning did you use there, Peter?
Just salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper.
And I normally put a bit of paprika, but there's not paprika in here.
Okay.
Okay. And then
what's the herb that you have?
It's a coriander or a parsley, something just nice and fresh.
Okay. And then?
Nice hot pan. Put your oil in, let that oil get hot. You can see how it's like already starting to bubble.
What kind of oil would that be?
Canola, definitely.
Canola.
Because remember, you want to get those heats very high.
Yes.
And if you use an olive oil or something, it's not going to do that, so you need that
Let's get in
canola.
There. So then you, boom.
Okay.
About how many minutes on each side?
I'd say 2 minutes max on each side.
All right, we're going to give that 2 minutes on each side while we take a break, but we will be back. Of course, our lines are open. 021-430-9881. It's the Culinary Hotline. Bring, sing, sing, sing.
Now, as we enter Women's Month, the Artscape in Cape Town is once again hosting the Women Humanity Arts Festival. Now, it launches today and runs all the way up until the 12th of August. The aim of this festival is to bring people from all walks of life together to celebrate women, as well as address the challenges that they face. We're joined this morning by the CEO of the Artscape, Marlene Leroux, along with the vivacious Manila Von Teves and Vida Fantabusha from the absolutely fab drag show, who will be showcasing at the festival as well. I'm just going to call you guys my favorites because I just love you. I love you, especially you, Marlene. Welcome to the show. Manila, Vida, good having you here as well. Okay, so this festival is in its 11th year. Congratulations. But just take us back. How was the idea for this festival conceived, and how has it grown since it started?
I think we conceived it because of our constitution and about human rights. And our constitution needs to be a living document where we need to look at values and dignity and not put the constitution when it suits us as individuals. So now the festival has grown tremendously because it's not just about women, it's about humanity. And just last night I got a call from Rivik West that a little girl has been killed once again. And you ask yourself, where are we going as a nation? It's like we're at war with ourselves. And that is why it's so important that the festival, it is not just about a festival, it's a different kind, and we use the arts as a vehicle for implementing social cohesion, but also to look at our nation is only 23 years old. And we need to say to our young people, our young boys, our young girls, is about your rights, but also about how do you perceive yourself as a human being. And when you look at the festival, how we've grown, we also now have, and later on I will speak about the highlights, but most important is the humanity side of where we are as a nation and what we need to focus and how we need to bring ourselves back to ourselves and how we need to walk the path and be role modeling. And this is what the festival is all about.
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. Well, one of the other highlights of the festival is the absolutely fabulous drag show. Vida, I'm going to ask you about the production. Can you tell us more about what can people expect to see there?
Well, it's called the Absolutely Fabulous Drag Show, and let me tell you something.
It's
going to be
fabulous.
fabulous. It's just a big variety of the different styles of drag that's performed in Cape Town. So we've got our big dance numbers and Broadway theatrics and that kind of thing.
Now, Malala, why is it so important? I know it's going to be a fabulous drag show, but why is it so important for the festival to have something like this?
Well, I think it's the first time where drag actually has a show completely to itself. We've always been a supporting act or a feature or a break filler. But it's amazing that we're actually seen as artists and performers. in its right. And I think it's an amazing art form and it should go further. And there's a bigger picture, not just this show, but there's a bigger picture that drag can be part of theatre and on big stages. So it's amazing.
Oh, it is amazing. Well, Marlene, the show kicks off today, runs all the way up until the 12th. What are some of the highlights and where can we get tickets?
You get tickets on www.artscape.co.za. That's our website, and at CompuTicket. We also have At Your Feet with Nadia Davids and Juanita Adams. And it's also about culture. It's about identity, Muslim women, how do we perceive ourselves. Then we also have Ikaya, which means home, in Doni dances, that's coming to look at how does women perceive and also young boys perceive themselves about dignity and respect. But the highlight for us is definitely the 9th of August, where we're going to have a humanity walk. And we want to invite families to come and walk and talk about how do we take our community back, and how do we say that every child in our community is our child, and not look away where we see abusive relationships. And then we have law workshops, lawyers giving them their time free of charge on the 9th of August, so that you can know what is your rights, how can you get advice, because sometimes women and people are in abusive relationships because of economic circumstances and they don't know how to get out. So we're starting at 9 o'clock at the cathedral, and we're working with the interfaith communities, the rabbis, the imams, the church leaders, because that is how we need to talk about. The festival, I would lastly want to say, it's also about a disability. And we're going to have a fashion show with models in wheelchair, deaf, but also we have patients, Lunica, who's a this disabled young woman that's a designer. So we want to say with this festival, everybody has the right to be. Everybody has the right to be whoever they want to be.
Wonderful. I love that. Everybody has the right to be whoever they want to be. Thank you so much, Marlene and Manila and Vida, for being here with us. Of course, all the festival details are on the screen and you can find out more from artscape.co.za. Now, yesterday marked the start of a very important month, Women's Month, and from the 16th to the 17th of August, the annual Top Women Conference will bring together a host of iconic leaders to drive discussions around gender empowerment in business. Now, to stand a chance to win an opportunity to network and rub shoulders with influential women from a diverse range of industries, simply SMS the keyword Top Women followed by your email address to 33728 and you could win 2 all-access passes to the conference. And for more information on this year's fantastic event, visit www.topwomen.co.za. SMSs are charged at R1.50 per SMS and free SMSs do not apply. T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com.
You know what else can be found on expressoshow.com? Deliciousness in the kitchen right now. The culinary hotline bling, ting, 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 is engaged and in action. You give us a call on 0214309881. Peter and Angie in the house, all right? Let's quickly take a look at a question that came through from Instagram. I didn't even know. Hey, listen, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook. So wherever you send your questions, we'll find them. Rihanna5128 on Instagram said, how is the best way to make a meatballs with a cheese? Meatballs with a cheese. We want both.
Okay, there's 2 ways of doing that. One, you could just take, and what I do with meatballs, especially for home use sausage. So it's already seasoned, it's already flavored. You don't have to mince it. You basically just take it out. Absolutely, or pork sausage or whatever you do. So what's nice about it is it's got the consistency of a meatball.
Yes.
Okay, so what you do is you'll have your meat like that, some onions, some coriander, some salt and pepper. And you could take the cheese into the center and cover it with the meat around it.
Yes.
But what I would prefer is, and what I've done here, is we've cooked the meat, put a nice chunky tomato sauce, and then you put some beautiful cheese over and you gratinate in the oven. And then we do a beautiful roll like
in the oven?
Gratinate it.
So you put it under you're allowed to do that? Okay. Grill it in the oven. Gratinate.
And then you put it onto a nice baguette like this. Gratinate it, get the cheeses to all melt, and there we go.
Listen, from now on, whenever you're cooking for your friends, you tell them, excuse me, I'm just quickly going to gratinate in the oven, and then we don't grill anymore. We're gratinating now, okay? May is on the line from Cape Town. Good morning, May.
Morning, kitchen wizards. How are you all?
Good morning. We're kitchen wizards now.
Kitchen wizards.
I love that, May. Okay, what's your culinary conundrum?
My question is, in America they use a product which they call half and half, which is obviously half and half.
Oh, half and half.
Half and half. What is that?
Okay, that's a very wild one out there. So are you saying the recipe is asking you to use a certain amount of half and half?
Yes.
Wow.
That one has got me because I'm not American and.
Well, I tell you what, we've got a lot of people
Is it
that
with regards to a flour?
No, it's milk. It's
obviously
dairy
a milk.
Milk.
It's a
I don't know if it's full cream milk or if it's a very fatty milk, maybe a very thin cream.
Yeah. Well, listen, we're getting some feedback also from my director who said it could be something that consists of half of full cream milk and half skim milk, perhaps. You know, something of half and half like that.
But that would then make a normal milk.
Leanne has half milk and cream. There we go. Thanks,
official.
Leanne.
It is half milk and cream. May, do you got that?
Yeah, I have got that. Maybe an American person could answer it.
Yes. Well, listen, if you are American and you're watching this show on YouTube or wherever that may be, give us a little Facebook message and tell us what is half and half, and can you have half of half and half? Can you put half of half and half in a... It's so confusing for us South Africans right now. Okay, listen, we're going to go to a quick ad break while we granitate on that. What is it? Gratinate on that. You give us a call on 0214309881. We'll be right back on your Feel Good Breakfast show with the Culinary Hotline Bling. Ting, ting, ting.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast show.
Call us on your cell phone.
Culinary Hotline Bling.
That can only mean one thing.
Yes, it can only mean one thing, baby. It's the Culinary Hotline Bling. Ting, ting, ting. Give us a call. 0214309881. We've been smashing our heads throughout the entire ad break trying to figure out what half and half is. Unfortunately, we have one of the members of the Boston City Singers, Simone, come and join us quickly, and she's going to explain to us what half and half is. Because we were saying, if you're going to be adding half of half and half into your recipe, then essentially it's an eighth.
And then an eighth.
Yeah, so, Simone, how are you?
Oh, I'm Renee.
Good, this is Renee, I'm sorry. Sorry. What is half and half?
Half and half is half cream and half milk.
Half cream, half milk. And what do you guys use it for usually?
We usually use it in like coffees and teas and help like make it more creamy and.
Okay.
Why not just use cream or milk?
Some people, cream sometimes is a little bit too tart and the milk sometimes too sweet. And so when you put it together, it kind of like balances out the flavors.
I feel like you should be part of our panel. Okay? So we're keeping you here. Thank you so much, Renee. Renee, everybody! Renee, everybody! Our culinary expert all the way from Boston. Okay, let's take a call, guys. Shall we? We're going to talk about that liver in a second, which looks delicious, but we've got, well, we don't have a caller right now. We lost the call. We'll try and get it back again. But I want to ask this question, right? That came from Zikona Hlaba. Zikona asked us on Facebook and said, I have a little problem that when I'm baking fat cakes, or aka amagwenya, they're not coming out as soft as my aunt. Please help. Please, please.
Please, please.
I would say ask auntie for a recipe, okay? But, of course, we're going to be helping you out here. So how do you make amagwenya soft? They must munyel in your mouth, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, they must. Well, the thing is, it's a bread dough. So fat cook, fat cakes, amagwenya it's all...
Say it again?
No, I'm not doing it again. That was nice. It's basically a bread dough. And the point of a bread dough is it's got yeast in it. So, for example, you would have your flour, you have your yeast and your sugar. Ooh, just throw it all over the place.
And it's important to have the sugar there because the sugar feeds the yeast.
It does. So you mix that together, a little bit of salt, and then you add...
You've been cooking a lot, eh?
Yeah, you have. Then you add your liquids. Now, my personal favorite is to use a slightly enriched dough.
Okay.
You could use any dough. Use any favorite dough that you like and enjoy making. I like mine with a bit of milk, some eggs, and some butter. So it's my milk bread dough that I use.
Okay.
And the idea is you've got to knead it though, because it's a bread dough. So a lot of people will think, oh, I'll just make the dough and then fry it.
You've got
to knead it. You've got to knead the gluten out of it.
Because it needs you know?
It needs
to
us.
show attention.
And then it becomes soft and elastic. You've got to let it rise. People forget to let it rise.
Yeah, I think the proving side.
You've got to prove it. And then you knock it back and you make your little balls and then you fry it.
Yeah.
And the other thing is don't fry it at a very high temperature.
Okay.
And not too cold. So probably about 160,
About
165.
170.
If you don't have one of those fancy temperature measures,
you just put a little ball in and you just
in.
check how it's sizzling up. If it's going too rapidly, turn it down a bit.
Okay.
If it's not, then wait till it heats up a bit.
All right. Okay, so Zikona, there you have it. So make your amagwenya at home, and I hope they come out soft and fluffy and beautiful and delicious. And send us a picture once you've made
Another little tip is, as it comes out, put it into a plate and cover it with a dishcloth, and it will actually steam a little bit and soften the dough as well.
All right. Okay, listen, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with one more segment of the Culinary Hotline Bling.
Ding, ding, ding. Earlier we spoke about the pitfalls of short-term parenting, having the wrong goal and teaching children to name, blame and shame others. In fact, a host of ways that we are sabotaging the development and growth of our beautiful children, and we are continuing that conversation around a very interesting report published by our creative parenting expert, Miss Nikki Bush. Nikki, thank you again for this report. Hugely interesting. Let's pick up where we left off immediately, getting into the ways that we are possibly sabotaging our children's lives. I think, I mentioned there, teaching our children to become victims and blamers. What do you mean by that? Expand on that.
It's a very big thing right now. You know, with lawnmower parenting and bubble wrap parenting, when children make mistakes, when children do something wrong, they're not experiencing the consequences of their actions. Parents are trying to put all these little mistakes under the rug and move on very quickly, not giving children the opportunity to learn from mistakes. So that's very key.
One of our most important learning tools, and that kind of feeds into the next that you've listed here, not passing on the baton of responsibility to children.
This is a huge thing. Parents seem to be inclined to be slaves to their children today. And this revolves around basics like being around the house, the household chores, cooking, cleaning, closing curtains, feeding dogs. Parents are doing it all in the name of speed, in the name of efficiency, just to get it done. And then kids just sit on the couch and go, well, this is a cool life. But actually, we need to learn that we all have to put in effort to be part of a family, to be part of the togetherness.
Because obviously that pattern is going to remain with them for the rest of their lives.
And it's life skills that you're learning. There's a huge amount of confidence that we build up when we teach kids to do things for themselves.
So then let's look at the other side of that scale when we talk about trophy children, not just our trophies, yes, because they are all that, but becoming too achievement-driven. I mean, it's all about getting straight A's at school. It's all about being the captain of the first team. Talk about the trophy status.
So the trophy status is like a syndrome almost, that our children must be getting straight A's from about the age of 5 in preschool. And come primary school, they better be getting, 80s already. And we give children no latitude to practice learning how to be good at something, learning how to master something. And that takes time. You're not instantly good at something. You practice. Give children that privilege that space and time to practice.
Let the passion ignite for that. They'll be so much better at it. Something that I really am already grappling with. How do you allow your child to make their own mistakes? I'm terrified about the pain that my little boy is going to face in the future.
You know, this is a common one we're seeing at the moment in preschools. Because children are going to daycare and preschools very early on, they're not learning things like how to climb up and down stairs in their own homes. So they get to preschool and there's 2 little stairs and they've got to negotiate them, and they're going to slip and they're going to fall. And you know, some parents are taking this to the extreme where they want to sue the school for the children slipping and falling. But how does a child learn how to master steps if they don't have the odd tumble here and there? That's a very basic example of what we're trying to say here.
To steal a quote from Batman, why do we fall? So that we can pick ourselves back up. I love that. And I think this is something that, certainly in the sporting arena, we see a lot. Parents living vicariously through their children. We want them to have or experience the things that we didn't have, that were denied us.
That's right. So if you thought you were going to be the provincial cricket player and you weren't, you may have this dream for your little boy that he's going to do what you didn't do. On the other side of this coin, there's also this needing to give our children what we didn't have materialistically, that they must have XYZ education, or they must own certain things, have certain experiences that we were maybe denied, didn't have access to. And we're missing the point here. It's actually what children want is the togetherness and the belonging that comes in a family, whether you have or whether you don't have stuff. You are still the person they want to connect with most. This is what all the research tells us. They want your time, they want your attention, and they want this relationship that gives them safety and security, because off that base, they can go and conquer the world.
Oh, I love that. Just very quickly, where can we get the report to delve a little deeper?
Right, so it's on nikkibush.com. On the homepage, just press the download button and you'll have it all there. And really go and look at those 7 common mistakes and just know that we can all impact on our children every day by the choices that we make.
Oh, thank you. These chats always feel so self-indulgent for me. I know I'm getting some valuable insights here, but you yourself can do it as well. It's not too late. Don't be too hard on yourself. These are common mistakes, pitfalls that all parents do fall into, but we really can help in meaningful ways to shape our children, giving them the best possible platform to go and conquer the world, as Nikki says.
Now, in honour of Women's Month, Biogen is giving one lucky lady in Cape Town the opportunity to win the ultimate day of pampering, valued at 4,500 Rand. Now, you could win your very own spa day and sit-down lunch with Lisa Ray and our Zoe Brown. All you have to do is SMS the keyword Biogen to 33728. SMSs are charged at R1.50 and terms and conditions can be found on expressoshow.com.
Yes, man, you know those terms and conditions, man. Hey, all good. Listen, we're back for our last Culinary Hotline Bling. Ting, ting, ting. We've got Kathy on the line from the friendly city. Yeah, PE. Hello, Kathy.
Hello, Kat.
Oh, thanks so much for the call. What's your culinary conundrum?
I would just like to know how to use white and brown spirit and wine vinegars. The recipes are not very specific. They just say vinegar or wine vinegar or white vinegar. Please help.
Brilliant, brilliant. So many different vinegars, different uses.
Yeah, vinegar is quite interesting, actually. So it depends. You can make vinegar from pretty much anything that contains sugar. So you get your wine vinegars, you get cider vinegar, balsamic vinegar, all of those. And it just depends what it's made from. So your spirit vinegar is made from a distilled spirit. It's got very little flavour. So I would use it for cleaning. In fact, I do. Clean the windows, clean the mirrors, clean the drains. But when you know, if you're looking for a specific flavour, so then go for a white wine vinegar, which is made from wine.
Okay.
And it's just, it's a secondary fermentation. That's how vinegar is made. So there's no alcohol.
In fact, if you leave your white
it.
wine long enough, it turns into vinegar.
It becomes vinegar. That's why they always have that little thing.
I don't know how I know that, but okay.
But it's true. It is true. So use it according to the recipe that you're making. So if you're looking for a specific flavour, add that vinegar to it.
Okay,
yeah.
Fantastic.
But there's also a huge cost effectiveness as well.
Definitely.
If you're making pickled onions or something, then you just use normal brown vinegar.
Brown vinegar.
Will work as well.
Fantastic. Kathy, thank you so much for that question. I hope that was enlightening to you. We had another question here from Adelia. Is it Adela? Adela from Elsie's River, who called us and asked, what to do when your soup is too salty?
My answer is to pop a potato into the soup. That'll absorb most of the salt. and then you can taste it. You can take the potato out if you don't want it in your soup, or you can blend it up into your soup. But take the potato out and then adjust the seasoning. Maybe add some extra liquid, some extra milk to it.
And a quick fix as well is take, let's say, a third of the soup out, put it into another bowl, add potatoes and water, cook that down, and then add it all back.
Okay.
So
All right.
so you still got the exact flavors, but just diluting.
But the potato definitely extracts a lot of the salt out.
does.
Okay. That liver is looking particularly amazing. It was 2 minutes per side. It was marinated in milk, seasoned with paprika or coriander, whichever you like, salt and pepper. 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Kumnandi. What are you adding there?
This is a onion, cream, brandy, and a little bit of chili. And then to top it off is some coriander, Graham's favorite.
Shotgun liver a la magnifique.
And liver's always good with nice caramelized onions and some mashed potato.
Well, guys, thank you so much, Peter and Angie. It's been a very gratinating culinary hotline bling this week. We'll do it again next week. And listen, you've got to tune in. Also send all your questions into our Twitter account and our Facebook account, because next week it's all about the love of curry. And we're talking...
And the bursary.
Yes, of course. Yeah, do check them out online. But yes, the love of curry. Ask us all your curry-related questions. We're going to take a break. Gratinate on that.
When you feed your dog's health, you also feed his happiness. And wonderful things can happen. Like he's able to go from 0 to boundless get up and go. And a fluffier coat unlocks maximum cuddle potential. Because you're feeding the clinically proven nutrition of Hill's Science Plan. Precisely prepared with top quality ingredients. After all, when he's healthier, he's happier. And a dog's tail never lies. Give him the science of happy, found in the brand recommended by vets worldwide.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Hello, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're live, large, and in charge right here on Expresso. Man, the Culinary hotline bling was awesome.
Half and half, man.
That was
half and a third.
All right, now listen, we're 7 down and only 1 to go, and the finale is set up to be quite a nail-biter, sir. Yeah, wouldn't you say?
Oh, man, it's been an awesome journey to join them on. But before we race into that final, one more Ford Ecosport Challenge installment, here's a little recap of how our dynamic duo fared in the nomination challenge last week, and it was interesting.
I gave Ewan a very girly challenge.
What on earth do you have up your sleeve?
Oh, no, he didn't. Straight on. You know I don't box.
Okay. Some nail polish and wax strips.
Oh.
What's happening?
So what you're going to do is an eyebrow wax and a nose wax.
Ah. Oh.
Am I going to fight someone? I think I'm doing okay. I'm getting the punches in. When I climbed into the ring, I was a little nervous.
I've never painted nails in my life before. I did a bad job.
No, I don't think he should be a nail technician at all. He should stick to presenting.
I kept waiting to be punched, and I was just having my hands up the whole time. When Liesl got a punch in, I wanted to burst into tears.
It's pretty much on par.
I can only imagine the last challenge is going to require a lot of energy.
Well, they'll need all the energy they can muster right now, because it's time for the Ford Ecosport Challenge finale, where only one can be named the champion.
Will Zoe's determination win her gold, or will Ewan's drive overtake her? With the scores neck and neck, it all comes down to this final challenge.
What a road it's been for Ewan and Zoe in the Ford Ecosport Challenge. They've faced every task set before them, and now the time has come for the grand finale.
So in the last challenge, I received the clue that says, sleep tight, teammates.
If you're near the end, tomorrow's last challenge will need
lots of talent. I like to think I'm a girl with many talents.
I do possess a broad range of talents, I'm just saying. What are some of my talents? How long do you have?
I hope they're not going to make me sing.
I can handle anything that's thrown my way, so let's go check it out. Onwards and upwards.
The minute I got to the car, I got so excited when I saw there's a clue on the tire.
Oh dear, look here.
Don't shed a tear.
It's down to the wire.
You'll have to lift the car higher.
Your second last challenge lies within
changing your tire. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Why would they do this? I always brag I can change a tire. Now I'm being put to the test.
I'm a master changer of the tire, so let's get cracking.
So I know that if you change a tire, you need to put your hazards on and make sure that it's a safe area. So I'm going to do that first.
Whenever you drive a car, you want to be certain that you've got everything you need in case of an emergency, like a flat tire.
There we go. There's a triangle. How do you make it stand?
It's packaged in such a way that it doesn't take up any space. So it's got literally everything that you need. It's simple, it's straightforward, and you can change a tire like that.
Ha! I need to loosen it. I did struggle to figure out what that little random nut was. Can I call you in?
We've got a nice little safety feature with a lock nut that's actually locked inside the boot, which is great. So let's get the tire changed, shall we?
There was a little nut to go with a little stick thing that I could put together and take off the wheel. There we go. Yes.
Zoe, I hope you followed all the right procedures for changing a tire.
Okay, the car's lifting. I elevated the car before loosening the bolts on the flat tire. Getting ahead of myself. Oh, I'm probably going to lose the challenge now.
You can't fasten these lock nuts while still on the jack, all right?
I had to bring the car back down, loosen the bolts before lifting the car up with the jack. Once I did that, I was able to loosen the bolts, remove the tire before reattaching the correct tire. Okay. I think it's really one of those cool tools to know, to empower yourself to be able to do that and to know that you can do it and be confident. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey.
You need to just tighten it and then do it right at the end. So I hope you got that because, I mean, safety first.
The next minute someone says, no, girls can't change tires, and to challenge them on it and be like, you know what, that's not true. I can change a tire.
And there we go. Spare tire on. I must say, that was quite a nice experience.
There we go. Done. Whew. What was my time?
Whenever you change a tire, you have a flat tire, you want to know that everything is there for you to be able to do it. And the fact that there's a full-size spare wheel, which is actually phenomenal.
I know that Ewan will be really good at this challenge. He knows the correct steps, so he won't get too excited to prove a point. My time could have been better if I didn't make those silly mistakes.
Easy peasy Ewan Speedy, earning him 30 points. For proving that ladies can and do change tires, Zoe gets 20 points.
Got into the car and hey, surprise, surprise.
Who is the games master? When I jumped back into the car, there was another clue that wasn't there when I put the hazards on, which means he was there while I was changing the tire without even helping me.
It's been quite the ride.
With the Ecosport by your side.
But it's coming to an end. You need now return your best friend.
Aww.
Oh man, this is probably the saddest clue that I've got to date.
Let's take you back.
There must be something else. This can't be the end. Giving this baby back after having so much fun with it.
Can't believe it's time to give her back. Aww, I'm gonna miss her. I know I still have one more challenge waiting because the clue said I now need to return my best friend.
Somehow I feel that it's not the end. It can't be as easy as just returning it back to its home. It's such an anticlimax just to give the car back. There must be kind of something else, like a last kind of challenge. And there was. Of course there was a last challenge, I knew it. Here I am, I got the final clue. I'm supposed to return this baby. Very, very sad indeed, but you know what? It can't be as easy as that. There must be something else.
Hi, thank you so much for a wonderful ride.
You're gonna need this for your final challenge?
What am I supposed to do with it?
For one last challenge, you still need to wash the car for us, please. You can just drive through to one of our Eco Wash Bay stations.
The Eco Wash is upstairs?
By myself?
Yes.
Ooh. I wasn't very impressed with him.
So I'm like, well, yeah, that's fair. I've been using the car for a while, so I might as well put my washing skills to the test. Let me tell you, this Eco Wash station is revolutionary. I need one in my garage, okay? Especially with the massive drought we have in Cape Town.
I got you this Eco Wash machine, which is eco-friendly. Then you're going to be using less water on this.
So here's the deal. Different cloths for different things. This is what you spray on, this is what you do. Give me this rundown, and he's like, good luck.
Hi.
Morning.
I got this apron I believe I now have to use.
We used to use the sprinkler system to wash the cars, but due to the water restriction up in Cape Town, we are going back to our old school bucket system.
Thought changing a tire was going to be a dirty one, but this is going to be a real challenge. So let's do this. Ford is now also, you know, taking that next step in saving water. One window down.
Many more to go. Look, it's different to washing a car that I'm used to, you know, but I think it's such an eco-friendly way of washing it because it really does use minimal water.
To save water, minimize the frequency of washing your car and make use of water-wise or waterless car wash services who use far less water than washing at home.
So my washing job was extremely strategic. It all mattered on what you could see right now. Shh, the roof looks clean, so we're not going to clean it today, okay? And I thought, you know what, whoever's going to inspect the car won't look there.
At first, it was a little bit like, okay, so step one, do this. Step two, do this. You know, I had to really think. But I really got a good shine out of the car. So I'm pretty proud of my washing skills, yeah.
I rinsed it off and gave it a nice shining polish. And I thought I was done until I got handed the vacuum cleaner. So not only did I have to clean the outside, the inside as well. Look at that, all done.
Work smarter, not harder, or so they say. Zoe skimping on the roof and Ewan not cleaning the interior means they're both penalized and each get just 25 points.
There you go. Thank you very much, eh? So I think she's ready for the showroom floor now.
Thank you.
Well, I believe these now belong to you. You know, all great things have to come to an end.
It was such a well-rounded experience, and I enjoyed every single second of it.
I'm going to miss being inside the Ecosport. It's one of those cars that's perfect for the city, but also outside of the city.
It's nippy, it's got a very good turning circle. The connectivity, you know, in terms of pairing your phone, that was very, very easy.
And I love that I was able to really test the car from those hill inclines to ramping a pavement.
On the gravel road, it almost felt like you're driving on a tar road, and it feels so solid and safe.
Being able to fit pets into the car.
Perfect little family unit.
This has been an incredible journey. I was able to face some of my fears, and it really did test me.
The liver challenge. I handled it like a king, but that was probably the worst one out of the bunch.
The challenge that will stick with me the most was the one that Ewan had set for me.
Zoe's challenge to me, even though it was completely out of my comfort zone, you know, getting waxed, have to paint someone's nails.
I did shed a tear, and I think, you know, I realized that for me to be forced to fight and face another fear I didn't know I had.
Just letting go and getting into that challenge.
It was a self-learning curve and one that I'll be grateful for.
So who do I think have won the complete Ford Ecosport series?
I know at some stage I was leading, Ewan was leading, so it's been a tight competition.
I think Zoe did really, really well. She gave it her all and she was so invested in every single challenge. So Zoe, well done, but I still think I won.
I know the art challenge, he won, but the reverse parking challenge, that one was mine, 52 seconds. But you know what, all in all, we both did well with the kindness challenge. We both faced our fears.
So at the end of the day, the scores are going to be very tight.
I can't wait to see who's going to win.
But, you know, Zoe, Ewan.
If I won, I would be really happy, and if Ewan won...
Zoe, Ewan. Just one step ahead. All right, love you, Zoe.
I will be a little sad, because I really did give it my all.
And that officially brings an end to the Ford Ecosport Challenge.
Every single challenge is done.
And what a journey it has been.
I hope that means I'm leading the way.
I've got a problem now, and that's...
How am I going to get home?
Maybe, you know, who knows? Guy can dream, right?
The race to the finish has been neck and neck. Now, all that remains is to find out if Zoe's good heart and determination or Ewan's strength and ambition makes one of them the ultimate winner.
And we will forever remember them fondly from the Ford Ecosport Challenge with this Zoe's petrified face and Ewan's I'm about to cry. Okay, anyway, all jokes aside, there can only be one winner, and it's time for us to find out, and that information is contained in this very envelope that has been secretly kept away from us. We're going to open up and find out who it is. I hold a gold medal in my hand.
All the way to the US, to the Academy to get
Oh
this.
my word! Okay. So I can tell you that the difference between the winner and second is 5 points.
Yeah.
340 to 345.
Oh my word.
To the Ford Ecosport Challenge winner,
Ewan Snyder! Well done,
Can you believe it? Ewan, there it is. He's the winner.
Oh, look at that.
I believe we have Ewan on the line right now. Ewan, are you on the line, bro?
I am so on the line and watching, yeah, man.
Congratulations!
Wait, I'm going to show you this on the screen. Watch the screen right now. This is all you. This is all you. You're winner.
Can I just thank the entire team for the very charming picture that they decided to end upon on the screen for the whole nation. Thank you.
We can still see up your nostril, but we are so proud of you, dude.
At least they clean, brother.
Dude, I hope that you're enjoying your time with the family, that you're really enjoying the rest, and we miss you. Come back soon, hey?
I am, man. Thank you very much, Jan. I miss you guys, but it's great to have some time away with the family. Kind of sad that I'm not there to bask in my own glory this morning. No, just kidding.
To rub it in Zoe's face as well, too, because you're not competitive at all,
Zoe
brother.
did so well. Zoe did so very well. So very proud, and what an experience it has been, man. Yeah, to the whole team, for you guys, and also to Ford as well for making this such an incredible journey. Thank you.
Oh, well done, brother. Look at that. And
Gold
that's
medal.
real gold, dude. It's real gold that's coming to you.
Yes, I like it.
So, of course, the silver medal, number 2, goes to our Zoe. I wonder how Zoe's feeling about losing out in this challenge. Zoe.
Morning, Expresso family. Ewan, I can't believe I did not win this, but congratulations for winning the Ford Eco Challenge. As a consolation prize, I don't mind being here, and I still think the record for that reverse park challenge is 52 seconds. Mine.
Thank you, Zoe. Look, get underneath. Put the medal on, Zoe. Put the medal on. Anyway, congratulations to both our challengers. They've been absolute great contenders and have represented the Expresso family well. Leanne, what do you think?
I think it's absolutely amazing, guys, winning all day on your feel-good breakfast show. Now, most 11-year-olds expect really awesome gifts for their birthday, but TravelStart is flipping the script and they're giving you a gift to celebrate their 11th birthday. How would you like to win 2 flights, or rather a flight for 2 to Ibiza worth 25,000 Rand? Well, it's really easy. All you have to do is SMS the keyword travel and your email address to 33728. Get your entries in by the 31st of August and read the T's and C's on Expresso.com. The winner will be announced at the beginning of September right here on Expresso, so get ready for a big birthday celebration with TravelStart. Well, it's time for us to take a quick ad break. We'll see you right back after this.
said Sarah's on the phone.
Not now, Mo. I'm in Mauritius.
Well, what must I tell her?
Tell her I'm in Mauritius.
He'll call you back later.
Stop faking and start traveling. Book flights from only $4.99 on travelstart.coza.
I'm a dreamer, a doer. I know the hustle. I just need my money to hustle for me.
Let your money hustle for you. Get a bank account for R5 per month and bank on the Nedbank app without using any data. See money differently. Nedbank.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're nearing the end of our Wednesday, and man, it's been good.
Oh, it's been awesome, man. But let's get down to business one last time quickly before we say our fond farewells. When we come to picking a bank account, it's important to pick an account that suits our banking needs and, of course, our behavior. And it's not always a one-size-fits-all. You should find an account that offers you only what you need and ultimately avoid paying sky-high fees, rather, for features and benefits that you will never, ever use. So a bit of homework in the beginning could save you a lot in the long term, and that's exactly why Nedbank is offering us their pay-as-you-use account. This account is ideal for clients who have a low transactional volume, has a monthly fee of just R5, which is next to nothing, and you simply pay only for what you need, leaving you in total control. So if you're interested in saving along with us with the pay-as-you-use account, just SMS NedPayU to 30755. Someone from Nedbank's team will be in touch with you, give you all the info that you need. That SMS is completely free, so we're keeping that cost down as well. And you can find all of the terms and conditions at nedbank.co.za.
That was a mouthful,
Done
and you did it so well, man. And on that note, we got to say goodbye to you all. Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope we'll see you again tomorrow morning. Be safe. It's a Wednesday. It's
love you.
bye.
Too much.
Okay.
Bye.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.